Yes,
Yeah,
we're
that's usually what
here.
happens.
Heidi's on the phone. She can't get away from the phone.
Talking to my son.
Yeah. We've got the little furnace running. We've had the furnace running inside the RV here.
But,
And I want
yeah,
to
call me
hear
whenever you maybe leave Georgia or
from
whatever.
everybody's perspective as
Okay,
far
I love
as
you.
what's the sound like?
I'll talk to you
Is it
later.
good?
All right, bye.
Oh, you got to make the words come up. There we go. Cleared the calendar next 5 hours. Luis fans, thunderstorms, etc. Hey, Luis. Now, do you pronounce it Luis or Lewis? Because it kind of looks like Lewis. How's it going in Ohio? Not bad. Good. It sounds good. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. We're kind of impromptu. And I was just chatting with Tony and Jill rolling with the Bolins. They didn't plan their live chat either.
Oh,
So they're
that's
holding a
funny.
live chat right now out in Roswell, New Mexico. And they're like, oh, we didn't stomp on you guys. It was like, no, we just didn't plan it. And they go, well, we didn't plan ours either.
Hi, Merle.
Hey, Merle, how you doing? What's the Pirate Land going to be? We've been posting that and trying to let you guys know that we are going to be at Pirate Land on those dates. And some people have seen that, some people haven't. So we always try to, on these live chats, show that it's there. The Pirate Land, we're going to be there on those dates if you guys want to come out and join us. Traveling Buckeyes, hello. I just think I watched one of your videos the other day. It suggested it for me. Hey, Karen. Today's going to be Heidi Day.
Right. He'd cut me off every time. You're funny.
It's
Allentown, PA.
it was
Hi,
a
Angelo.
beautiful day today.
It was very nice, other than it was cold.
A lot of sun.
Have we found out about our truck cap? Yes, we have. We should be getting it soon.
Yes. Steve Turtle, how you doing?
Hi,
No snow at
S'mores.
Cincinnati. Yeah, we didn't get to the 50s today. I had to do a review video. You guys will see that in a couple days. Get posted here. Hey, Gail. Hope you had a good birthday today. Anyone coming to the meetup at Mohican? I don't know what we're doing.
We don't know yet.
This little Pirate Land thing that we've got posted, that's probably the most forward plan that I think we've ever made.
For sure.
Yeah, it's just not. No, yeah, we'll have to wait until we get a little bit closer. Hey, Doug, how you doing? Our son thought about Texas, but all that flooding in Mississippi, he decided to head north. So Heidi was just, if you guys missed it, Heidi was just on the phone. Hey, Ron. Hello, Fitches. Where's Pirate Land? In Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Yeah, I don't know about us going to Mohican.
I forget when it is.
No, we looked at it and I can't remember. We didn't have anything planned.
We don't have anything planned. However, we may have something planned. And it might not be Ohio.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. We're not sure what's
June 12th to the 14th.
June 12th.
Must be a weekend.
Oh, well, that ain't so bad.
Yeah, we might be able to do that.
Yeah. In June.
If we're in Ohio.
Yes. It's been cold and rainy here. Yeah, it's funny because there's a bunch of snow and stuff moving across the country starting tomorrow, and or over tomorrow for the most part, I should say. Maybe it's even starting tonight. And I told our son, I said, don't take off. He's in Savannah, Georgia right now. I said, don't go north because There's snow, and the funny part is we're not getting any snow. We don't have any chance of snow for another, I don't know, 6 days or 7 days or something like that. And the weather's getting ready to turn really nice. Well, we have some cold temperature, I think, tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be the high of like 26, and the low's going to be down in the teens. But then we have like solid sunshine for 3 or 4 days, and I think it's 40, 50. It's going to be flirting with 50s pretty much all those days. So we'll have to see how that works out. How's the truck handled being jumped over those tracks? Yeah, I used to have, I'll tell you what, it's funny jumping it in the truck because all the times I used to jump that when I was a kid, well, I should say I was 18. I had a Mustang too, and that thing did not like that jump at all. And the headers hung real low on it, so every time I'd land on the other side, sparks would fly. You guys, that what he's referring to, if you guys didn't see that in my last update, it was the last update video we did. At the beginning, I took out of my dad's driveway and went flying up the road, and I jumped the railroad tracks. Now, when we first moved to that location, we didn't understand why there were shopping carts that were on the railroad tracks. Now, those train tracks, they are used now probably twice a day, maybe. Yeah. Real slow train goes through there. But when we first moved in there back in 86, I think it was, 85 we moved in there. Late 85. There was no trains that ran that track because I used to take our dirt bikes, those tracks, all the way into Hartville, downtown Hartville. And there wasn't, no trains ran on that track until I think the 2000s, the early 2000s maybe, they started running. So anyways, I didn't understand why there were shopping carts that were around those railroad tracks. There's no stores or anything. Come to find out that the thing to do back then was to start near our house, and people would bring shopping carts from the local Fisher's Big Wheel in Hartville. If you guys know the area, that store's gone. It's been gone for a long time. And they'd put those shopping carts in front of their car and then see how fast they could get them and see how far they could jump them over those tracks. And of course, the idea is a lot of those cars couldn't make that track. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yes, we've been to Lazy Days. I seen a comment asking if we've been at Lazy Days.
In Tampa?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a video on that. We were there for 2 days, I think. Yeah, we went gambling at the casino. We did an update from the gazebo, getting bit by those mosquitoes. Remember that?
That was rough.
Oh, hey, I was rhyming. Did you hear that? Gambling at the casino, update from the gazebo, getting bit by mosquitoes. Visiting my relative, the Lebos. So anyways, we also did some RV shopping down there when we were at Lazy Days. It was a nice place. Like I said, we did kind of a little tour of that.
And you bought his weight distribution control itch. That's cool.
Oh, good. Okay, awesome. I didn't really have anything planned, and it's funny because I saw, normally we do it when it's a bigger like landmark or something like that, and we probably still will.
We had 18,000.
We had 18,000 subscribers today.
Yep.
Which is awesome.
That is cool.
It is. I'm telling you, I still can't wrap my head around it because when we first started, you didn't have to have that 1,000 subscriber mark before you could start, monetizing videos and stuff like that. But, and doing everything that everybody else did. But when we first started, I told her, I said, if we get like 2,000 subscribers on this channel, that'd be really good. Now, of course, my other channel, I don't know how many subscribers I have on that one. I don't really pay attention to it. I think maybe 38,000, 37,000, something like that. And it just kind of feeds itself. I do videos occasionally on that channel, but there's a lot of how-to stuff on that. But this channel, it's so much more fun. And I never communicate really with that other channel except, to talk with people that have questions. My car won't start, my mower won't do this. I can't diagnose it most of the time, but I try to just give out whatever advice I can. And other than that, I don't have really any interaction with those people. However, on this channel, obviously, we have lots of interaction. But that old camper was pretty decent. They're down in the people that own are down in Florida right now. We're camping.
North Fort Myers.
Yep. So it's back down in North Fort Myers. That's where we took it, and they took it there. Yeah, they went to the Wyoming or something. I can't remember when they first bought it. It sat in the driveway for a couple of months at their house, and we seen it when we drove to her mom's house. So we'd always see it sitting off the side of the road. And then they hooked up and they went to, like I said, I think it was Wyoming, or I'm not sure what state it was. It was out west, and they were camped out there on an Indian reservation. And then they came back for the Christmas holiday, and then they left after the New Year's holiday, and they went to Florida. And he told me, he says, the camper's exactly like you told me it was going to be. He says, I had zero problems. He said, zero problems towing it. He was concerned. He never had a travel trailer. He was concerned his truck wouldn't be able to tow it. He had me tow it in his truck the first couple times. He didn't know about his weight distribution hitch. I set that up for him. He basically bought our old weight distribution hitch, and I set it up for him. Initially, we were going to potentially use it for this camper, but we decided against that. Obviously, that's why we went to that ProPride hitch. And he was also concerned about his brake controller and then the RV overall. I was showing him the systems and how it works and everything. And he said, yeah, it worked perfect. He said, I had no problems. Heidi's just over here typing away. Hey, Wagners. We got a bunch of people jumped on. Do you feel that you need wheel well covers for the rear of the truck? I don't know.
Don't we have them?
We have them. Yeah, it was an option that was on. I've never owned a truck without them, so I would have optioned them in, right? I would have bought them and stuck them in there.
Because we weren't even sure when we first bought it if they were actually there, because it seems so open.
Yeah,
but actually, really looking, they are there.
Yeah, obviously, they're definitely wheel well covers in there. But yeah, talk about bearing replacement. I do my own brakes, belts, tune-ups, and on your cars. Just never did bearings. Thoughts on doing it yourself for your car, for your trailer, for your travel trailer, your RV, or for your vehicle? And are you talking about front wheel bearings? Is it a 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive? If you guys have any questions, throw them out there. This is really impromptu. We wanted to give you sort of an update. Heidi, as some of you seen at the beginning of the of the video, Heidi was still on the phone. Our son bounced around Tampa, St. Pete area for quite some time. He applied for a bunch of gigs and odds and ends jobs. He just didn't find anything that he felt comfortable with. And the trailer, those bearings are so easy. You can't screw them up. They're so easy to do. Really, just watch any video on YouTube, and even the worst video on YouTube, I'm sure, still did it right. I mean, all you got to do is make sure that you pack the grease in there. You got the right grease in there, and when you put it all back together, that you torque it down, to where you feel comfortable that it, turns with a little bit of drag, and then you got to check it a little bit later to make sure did it come loose. Other than that, it's all self-explanatory. Yeah, bearings aren't hard to do. When's the first trip this year for you guys? I don't know, because we've got some other stuff going on that it's I don't know. I don't know. We may be moving in
Complete.
a complete different direction
Y'all
than
be
normal, than what's normal.
surprised.
Yeah. I don't know. Now it has nothing to do with a new truck or new trailer or nothing like that. But yeah, I don't want to say anything because we just don't know. And even if everything goes exactly the way we plan it, we will definitely make sure it's a surprise video. Just I'll leave it at that. I don't know how else to say it, and I don't. So many things have to line up so perfect, and I. It's such a far-fetching idea. I don't know if it'll work, but it might. So yeah, as far as the first trip, I actually thought about going to West Branch just the other day. That's what I was talking about, putting more gravel in the back of the yard because I do have to put the front end of the truck in the yard to get out of this turnaround. Well, more than that, getting back in the driveway. I could do it, but anyways, yeah, we thought about West Branch the other day, but it, like I said, our thoughts are kind of in a different direction right now. Going back to our son bouncing around Florida, he said, "You know what? I'm tired of this area." He says it's okay. I was happy to be down here, and he says I'm going up to the Tallahassee area. He was at Tallahassee for a day or two, and then he said I'm going over to Jacksonville. He had a boondocking thing going on there. Speaking of which, if you guys haven't joined Boondockers Welcome and you're even thinking about it, please consider using our link in the description. I don't know how it works, but somehow we get some sort of kickback from it. But yeah, that Boondockers Welcome, I mean, we went ahead and paid for it. I think it's $50.
Yeah, it wasn't expected.
And it's for the year, right?
Yeah.
And it's just so awesome to look at all these different boondocking sites. I mean, there's a decent amount.
Unique too.
Yeah, there's a decent amount. And the good thing is like in our case, we signed up as host. So, if your rig fits the criteria that will fit in our driveway here, and somebody comes and stays, then I think we get like a few more months free of Boondockers Welcome membership. Some of these people really, they host a lot of people at their place. And just like in our case, I'll put a cord out here for you guys to use. I don't want to, we don't charge anything for that, and hardly anybody charges anything for that. You can pretty much, like in our son's case, if he just stays at places, he just lets them know. A lot of people say, yeah, the same day notification's fine. And of course, it's a van, it's so small. And he goes in, they give him a cord, or he can plug his cord in, and that's it. He's boondocking for free wherever he's at. And some of these places, like Heidi said, it's really nice. They tell you of all the attractions that are in the area. They let you know, what to go see, how to go see it. Yeah, I was kind of impressed. So if you guys think about doing Boondockers Welcome, again, links in the description. Hey, Cummins, howdy.
Bud hasn't said anything about not feeling safe.
Oh, no.
He hasn't said
Yeah, I gave him... Okay. Let's see. Let me see how to say this. I can't say it. I don't know how to say it.
So don't say it.
Yeah, he does not have a weapon. He does not have any weapons in his vehicle at all. I mean, that's being honest. He does have a deterrent, let's put it that way, for somebody that decides they want to maybe try to get into his van. Yeah, we'll just put it that. But he's never, at no point, and when he was in Tampa and St. Pete, he was staying at like all the Walmarts and Cracker Barrels, and he just it's a van. He can just park anywhere he wants.
I have to say, the one good thing about a motorhome, a van, anything that you sleep in within the vehicle is safer than a travel trailer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
You can get in and start driving.
Right, right, and yeah, right. Which that's one of those things that people have talked about pros and cons of motorhomes. Class A's, Class B's, whatever. That is one of the things. If you hear noises that are going on outside, if you hear people screwing around, if people start banging on your door and you really feel unsafe, just climb up front, start it up, and just start driving. As long as they didn't block you in, I guess.
Yeah.
But what do you guys do for dehumidifiers in your camper for winter storage? We don't do anything. Are you planning on putting on a good wax? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I am going to put that on.
Yeah, we have electric, electric.
We'll get that definite. We don't know.
We have a mini
yet.
buffer and we have a big buffer because we did that old RV.
Yeah. Ow.
I'm pulling her hair. Yank. But yeah, that's we got to wax it. It definitely needs waxed. There's a lot of black streaking already just from dirt that's going on. I see like above the windows and the slides, more above the slides. And I'm talking about the slide we're sitting in. It just needs cleaned really good.
Yeah. So I haven't decided what kind of wax we're using yet.
Tony, is your live chat already done? Oh, it's Jill. Jill was on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so funny that we have these live chats at the same time.
I know.
I don't know how that Google Hangouts works. I seen that years ago.
Right.
That when you had a Hangout, like there could be 5 or 6 people that
different.
And they would be all at the bottom of your screen, and then whoever started talking, it would kind of populate the screen with that person. That'd be kind of cool again if they had a really good way of doing that.
Fall into bitches.
They're both chats. Get 2 hands ambidextrous.
I checked out the F11. It doesn't last. If I'm gonna spend time waxing, I want something that lasts a little bit longer than a year.
Who she checked with was a guy, well, 2 guys, and one of them used to be the Ford body. He used to be the manager of the Ford service department or the body shop in Alliance here for a long time. And then he went out on his own, and he has a really nice. He's the one that painted our cap for our old truck, and he said that he said for the money that he said, as far as the labor that's put it on, he said it's okay, but he says there's other alternatives out there. He said if you want to spend a little bit more time and effort, he said 3M Imperial hand glaze. He said that stuff's been around forever, and he says it's by far some of the best stuff out there, but it is a very specific, you've got to perfect conditions to get it on. It's labor intensive to get it on and get it off. But he said, there's a reason why it's that labor intensive and it's been around that long. He says because it has a tendency to really stick with the unit. But yeah, he's tried out, being in a body shop business all these years, especially the Ford garage, people come in and bring him, or salesmen to come in and say, hey, what are you guys using for your final or your vehicles that you're putting out for sale? He said it was okay. He said it's just, there's a bunch of them that are out there that kind of do the same thing. And he said that for his situation, it didn't last long enough. So yeah, she kind of inquired about a couple of, different waxes, and quite honestly, I think we're going to find whatever's the fastest and cheapest and easiest. It kind of reminds me of, which we didn't follow the rule, but kind of reminds me of websites. They say, should I bother learning, what's that called? What's the website editing thing that everybody uses, the big one? Of course, you don't know because you don't even get on ours. WordPress. Oh my God, she knew it. Holy shit. There's smoke coming out your ears. So I was researching, should I learn WordPress? Should I, it's more tunable, it's more how does that say? You can customize more with it. More customable. Why can't I? What's the word that I'm lacking there? So, anyways, the one guy that came out and really struck a chord with what he said, again, and it's on YouTube, I don't know how many years back, 5 years, 6 years ago. He said, listen, I don't want to spend all my time screwing around with a website. I just want something that I can go in and quickly and easy update and manage and make it work. He goes, if it doesn't look perfect, that's okay, as long as it looks good. He says, as long as it's, he says, if it's, has some features that are missing, he said, that's fine too, as long as it gets the job done. Well, that's kind of the way I feel about the wax. I mean, as long as I can get it on the unit and it gets the job done, it makes it look good. If it don't last as long as some of them, as long as it's cheap, easy to apply, easy to get off, we could do it more often. I just rather have to do it more often and do it quicker. But yeah, I think I have a tendency to think that once we're out on the road, we'll always have something in our budget to pay somebody to come out and
Clean it.
wax our ride. You're going to need another computer. No, I don't think so.
Eventually we will.
Yeah, not this computer's
Everybody's saying customizable.
customizable. Yes, that's it. Customizable. Why was I having a problem with that?
I don't know.
Because I was trying to say able.
Yeah.
Customizable.
You're funny. We're not blurry. It must be.
Yeah, just
We're not blurry here.
Just give it a
refresh your page.
Yeah,
maybe.
it just could be your speed or something. Well, it could be on YouTube's end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Could be.
that happens. Yeah, we have everything off in the house. So, anyways, let's get back one more time to what I was saying about our son, and that was, hey Pam, he is currently still in Georgia, and I think he's going to head to New Jersey. Hey, if he's going to New Jersey, we should have him swing by John's place and get that rod.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to do that. Crystal clear here, cool. You was on my TV. It's hard catching our live feed sometimes, I'm telling you. I mean, you get so many live chats that is so much to read.
Yeah, it is.
But, yeah, maybe we'll send because he's going to be in New Jersey either tomorrow or the next day or I don't know. And I don't know how long he's staying out there, but maybe we'll slip him your address and just have him swing by and get that hook. That hook that our sign. Yeah. I have a sentimental attachment to that hook. And I'll tell you what it is. It's dumb. The big metal rod that used to be the main part of it used to be a latch for a barn door. It was a barn door that we used to have out at my stepdad's place in Atwater. There, one of the big barn doors, that was the rod that he used. And then he went to some kind of big sliding door that didn't require that. So I had that rod. Then we moved into this house and we used it in our burn barrels that we had, everything. It was what we stoked the fires with all the time. So then it just sat in the garage, and we used it occasionally if we had a fire in our fire pit. Then, whenever we got tent camping, we needed to bring a lantern with us so that, we could use a lantern for light, because that's what you do when you camp. And I needed to make a hook for it. So the part that I welded onto that rod is a spare tire J-bolt, I guess you could say. And that came from my second car, but my first real car. That came from my Mustang Cobra. And I had it sitting in there forever, and I thought, you know what, I might as well use it. I'm never going to have a Mustang 2 that needs a spare tire holder. So I had that bolt, and I went ahead and welded it on both sides to make a nice hook for the lantern that we used with our kids, when we went camping in our tent. then in our Apache pop-up, and the StarCraft. I don't think we ever brought it in the StarCraft. But then we started using it with our old camper, with the lantern a couple times, but regular lanterns. When I say regular, just regular battery lanterns. And then when we got that sign, it was perfect for that sign. So there's an attachment to it. Of course, there's a story. You know what? There's a story to everything.
Especially you.
I can make, you know what? I could come up with a story for damn near everything
I know.
that I could.
I know. It's like,
Yeah, I know. What the hell? Just shut up already.
shut your mouth. You're blurry on my TV a bit, but now you're all good. Okay. It must be YouTube. Because we're not blurry here.
Yeah. What I saw on Facebook looked great.
We're talking about the s'mores.
Get together?
No,
Get your house
the
all done.
basement, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got to do some work in our basement here. Good
got
here
lots
too
of
now.
work.
I had a Mustang II 1976 back in 85. I had a 78 Mustang Cobra back in 1985. And then I had it until when I sold it after we had been dating for a while. Right? Yeah. So I had it all the way up until 91 maybe. Yeah. Yeah, about 90, 91. Thanks, Herbie. Love seeing that little wrench next to Herbie's name because I know he's on the job.
Except he's working. He's doing some OT tonight.
Herbie, I got to go out and fire a 9mm. That's the first time I ever fired a 9mm. Man, whatever you pointed at, the thing hits. It's awesome. Now I got a Ruger LCP-2 380, a little pocket gun. I mean, tiny pocket gun. That one's got some decent kick. Yeah, it's definitely an up and close gun, that's for sure. But it was a lot of fun. We put, 300 rounds or so through it. I got to drag Heidi out there and let her do it. Following the Fitch's bite. They blanked out your ass notification there, Shrags. That's funny. Wonder why. I put on here, this isn't for kids. We're all adults here. And ass, I mean, that's in the Bible how many times? Something about, what was that? You guys know the scripture? I don't remember from Bible school. Somebody with the jawbone of an ass. I don't remember what happened there. I pocket carried an LCP for years. Oh, do you have the LCP or the LCP2? They're both they look the same. I know the LCP2's got a couple of other features added to it, but it's tiny. I got a nice little clip on it that I can just put it in my pocket and it clips my pocket. It looks like I don't know. I don't even know what to say it looks like. Or if I could just put it in my pocket. 380 is a high pressure round. The recoil is different, more snappy. Yes. Yeah, it's I've shot a 500 Magnum. Here goes another story. The shop that I worked at, Alt Equip, we serviced all of Home Depot's power equipment, and because we did really, really well, we got some big bonus that was given to us by corporate. And the guy that ran the shop there, we were right next door to a shooting range, and he said, listen, I can give you guys all, your bonuses, which was like $20 or $30 each or something like that. He said, or we could have a big pizza party and go to the shooting range and we can fire, a whole crap load of rounds all day long. So we opted for the shooting range. And they basically, all you do is go to the counter because it was a special package that we bought. And you could just ask for whatever gun they had and said, I'd like to shoot that. Now, some of the stuff, of course, cost more. And that 500 Magnum, I know, cost more. But that was a cool gun. The other thing that I always wanted to shoot that other thing, the Desert Eagle, that big ass. That gun looks funny. I mean, it almost looks like a comic book gun. I'd like to shoot that, just see what it was like. Elite 10mm, 1911. Yeah, I got back my grandfather's Walther PPK the other day. It was a restoration cleaning that was done on it. I love that little gun, but of course I won't carry that for. Yep, the Smith & Wesson Shield 45. So Greg says is slightly larger. I put a Hogue grip on it to give me a, but yeah, I have some sort of grip on mine. I put it, slipped it on there. Some kind of rubber grip Ruger sells. It's, I don't know. It's like an open end condom, but it's thick.
Silicone or something.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah, that's it. 50 cal Desert Eagle. The SIG. We looked at the SIG 365 or something. 365, was that what it was? I don't know. The gun that I bought was a Taurus G2C 9mm, and the only reason I bought it was $200. I mean, that's cheap. I mean, if I didn't like it, like I told her, we'll just leave it, in the RV or leave it in the truck. And, what, I don't know. I like the gun, but it was so cheap. It was only like I said, $200. So P365, yes. I have a Ruger Red Hawk 44 mag that I never shot. It was my wife's grandpa's gun. That's funny because my dad has a Ruger Black Hawk 44 mag. His roommate, his partner at Chrysler bought it for him. Everybody that worked Chrysler millwrights, they have partners. They worked shifts together. And my dad's partner, his name was Jimmy, was stuck in Florida on vacation, and something about his flight got screwed up, and he had to basically take a few more days off, but his shift needed covered, so he asked my dad if he could go in and work for him. So my dad did, and in turn, Jimmy brought and gave him that big gun. My dad then, in turn, gave him the gun back to use at his property in West Virginia, and my dad was going to come down and hunt, I don't know, like 2 months later, and Jimmy just kept the gun on his table in his West Virginia hunting property. And anyways, long story that's not going to be any shorter. He walked out. It just so happened he walked out his glass sliding door, and there was a deer. He reached back in and grabbed that, shot that deer with that big Magnum handgun. And then he gave it back to my dad. After my dad went down there and shot it a few times, my dad brought it back, and it's, as far as I know, it's still in his closet. He has a bunch of guns in his closet. See you, Herbie. Yeah, I'll be honest. Prefer the Glock. Yeah, we're not gun people. I am not.
Definitely not me.
I am not.
I might be.
I've never. I don't mind shooting a gun.
Right.
And when I was in the service, I shot expert. We had a infantry drill sergeant, and he pushed it hard. He said that we better be, we better have the most experts out of our not battalion, company, out of the company. We were there was 4 platoons, I think there was. Maybe there's 5, but anyways, we had 36 experts and 15 came from our platoon.
Wow.
Because he really pushed it. So anyways, and we only had 1 Eagle Eye, and he was from our platoon. But as far as I just want to have one. I mean, if you get it, I'm not worried about how fast I can draw it and all that stuff. I mean, if I get into that situation, I'm hoping that I can do something that'll allow me to not have to worry about all of that. But I'm just not a gun
Doug
person.
wants to know about Onan generators.
Onans?
Yeah. Have you ever worked on them?
Yeah, I worked on them.
Yeah, he's asked that twice.
Why? I mean, they're depends on which ones they are. They're pretty straightforward. It's just they got everything, it's all tucked in there, and It's always fuel. Well, I don't know. Some of them have problems with electrical.
I can't find it now.
Okay.
It's here. But we get talking on guns.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not much. I'll teach right out there. Reach right out there. I'm intrigued by it though. Yeah. Walther PPQ 5. No. Yeah, like I said, just not much for guns. Not much for guns. Okay, so is there any questions you guys have about anything? Well, we got an own-in questions coming up, but how much better is the Pro Pride over the regular weight dish? I don't know. Listen, I'm probably a bad spokesman for the Pro Pride over a regular weight distribution hitch because the truck that I had prior was definitely overkill for our little travel trailer we had. And the truck that we have now is, I mean, it definitely easily handles this trailer, and it's pretty long. So I never had a problem and then went to the Pro Pride hitch and, to solve the problem. As far as the way that it feels going down the road, I love lane changes. I love that the angle is so I can turn it really tight. I think it's 87 degrees. You can turn it. I like Heidi. She could hook it up. I mean, you're not manhandling those bars back up into their slots, or you're not putting it in and twisting it or whatever you got to do to latch it in or drop it in or clip it in or whatever. And you don't have to worry about the chains and the snap up and all that stuff. I mean, those bars are always on there. And to hook it and unhook it's really nice and easy, like Heidi said. She does pretty good. So yeah, it's not when it's behind you, it's a different feeling. Just imagine towing a trailer, and other than you feel the weight of the tongue, and you could feel the trailer back there. I mean, I'm not going to say it just disappears, but on a normal trailer, when you're going and the wind is perfect and the road is perfect and everything's smooth and everything is just, there's no movement back there. You're just in this vacuum that you're just driving. I mean, everybody's experienced that. Got on a really nice piece of road late at night. It's smooth. Everything just seems to be going really well. That's what that hitch feels like all the time. I have not had it feel weird any point in time. And so there's something to be said about that, I guess. I'll stop talking about them. LOL. No. You can talk. That's fine. The chains suck. Yeah. I don't know. It's nice. Now, again, is it so nice that you should be paying $3,000 more for your hitch? I don't know. There's a lot of peace of mind though that goes with that. So I don't know if I paid for just the quality of the hitch and how nice it hooks up and the features that has it, so much as I paid for that extra insurance, because I really feel very good. I wish we kind of had it on our old camper, even though we wouldn't have needed it. Because that old camper, I could have abused that a lot easier. I could have really swung it around and seen what it could do. I've done it with this trailer a couple times. You guys, Heidi, I've gone down the road and just done an emergency, one of these numbers. And it just wherever you go, it just follows. It's immediate. You change the lane and it just follows you right around. And there's none of this rocking back to center type thing. Usually when you get a trailer and you've jerked it kind of hard, or you went around and done a quick change of some kind, there's usually this, I don't know, this settling in rocking that happens, just for about another, trailer length, maybe 50, 60 yards at the most, to where it rocks a little. It don't do that. Once you just swerve and put it to where you want it, it just kind of locks right back in there behind you. It's a strange feeling, but it is nice. I feel really comfortable with it. And like I said, the peace of mind. And we have yet to get into really high winds or anything.
So you got another question there by the three dots.
Oh, I can barely read. Let's see if I can do it this way. My eyes are getting something there. I have a 2016 2500 Chevy and 20-foot hybrid. Is it worth getting a distribution hitch? Does that make much? Wait a minute. A 20-foot hybrid, and you got it. I would get a cheap. You know what I would do? I would go and get a Harbor Freight or some kind of cheap weight distribution hitch. Just a real cheap one. I'm sure your truck doesn't squat or anything. It's just, it helps a little bit, and what it does is it just helps make the trailer and truck one. The nice thing about it is, like in our case with our old truck and our old trailer, I had set it up real light. I set the weight distribution hitch up where there wasn't much tension on the bars. And even the sway control we put on there, which we didn't really need, I just, wanted to make sure. I hardly put any turns on it. So it was just nice knowing it was back there. Again, it's kind of an insurance policy, and everything did tighten up a little bit more. It felt a little bit more solid. Now, we went on little short trips without the weight distribution hitch system on the old truck and the old trailer, and I noticed it bounced a little bit differently. Like I said, it's just nice to have it. I would get a cheap one. I mean, for your little setup, I just get a real cheap one. Whatever the cheapest weight distribution hitch you can buy, just to put it on there.
There, right here.
How do you think it would compare to the Hensley hitch? Given the choice between the two, same price, which would you prefer? The Pro Pride. That's why we went with the Pro Pride. Yeah, Shrags, get a dually, no chains. The Hensley, everything about the Hensley looked okay, except for one thing. I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that they have those strut arms that run alongside of the A part of the trailer frame. And those things need adjusted so often that they build in a adjustment wrench that's on there. If you look at it, and you've always got to check that. You can look at the story of the Pro Pride and how they came about, but basically, the guy that's in charge of Pro Pride, he was an engineer, or he is an engineer. He also worked for Hensley for I don't know how many years as the operations manager. And whenever, Hensley didn't make the hitch. Hensley is the guy who designed the hitch. The people that run Hensley Hitch bought the rights to the patent so they could make the Hensley hitch. So they made it, and whenever their patent rights ran out to where anybody could to get the rights to the Hensley hitch, Sean had left the company, had left Hensley Hitch, and then he got with Jim Hensley, the guy who originally designed it, and they sat down, two engineers sat down and made the Pro Pride hitch. They came up, with the Pro Pride addressing the shortcomings of the Hensley. Over those years, Sean working out there, he saw what problems he kept on getting calls on. People, and those strut arms were one of them. He had a lot of problems, or they had a lot of problems at Hensley Hitch with those strut arms. So they engineered that out of the Pro Pride, and they put a wishbone system in there. It's a big yoke. Anyways, and it's supposed to be better. Ultimately, it does the same thing, and I think it's okay. I like it, and the customer service is incredible at Pro Pride. You have any we just seen on the Pro Pride Facebook page, some guy said, "Hey, I bought this used. Do any of you guys have cracks on these welds on that yoke that I just discussed?" And guys are like, "No, I've never seen that. I'll have to go out and look at mine to make sure mine's not cracked." In the meantime, Sean gets on that group and says, "What's your address? I'll ship you another one." Now, this guy already said he bought it used, but he said he was going to go take it and re-weld it. And Sean's, immediately, "Hey, I want to, send that back to us. I want to see, what happened there, and I'll send you one." And the guy said, "Well, listen, I'm getting ready to go on a trip by February 25th. I need it by February 25th, which is a Monday." Sean says, "You're going to have it this Friday." He says, "I'm going to make sure you have it this Friday." So,
But he wanted him to send it.
but he wanted the old one sent back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that, like I said, this is just a Facebook forum that these guys are talking about it, and Sean's in there. "Hey, I'll take care of you." So it's kind of nice.
Do the opening.
Do the opening for you. I don't know if I can. My nose is kind of dry. My throat is really dry. Oh, jeez.
I've been riding on a daydream.
Yeah, there you go, Heidi. That's it. Heidi does it. You guys thought it was me.
What have you been up to?
Well, you can do
I've
that.
been riding on a daydream.
You know what I just got a flashback of? You doing that and me. What's that? Archie Bunker. Remember?
Yeah.
At the beginning, Edith would be singing. Okay, let me see here. Man, I'm telling you, my nose is stuffy.
What have you been up to?
It's so hard to do. That's one of the hardest parts.
Riding on a daydream.
Ooh, you do better than me. I'm gonna have you do the. I'm gonna make you get on that mic and do that.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream. I'm gonna have Heidi do it. I'm gonna have her record it, and it's gonna be her from now on.
Oh, shoot.
That's hard. Yeah, I know, it's funny. He said it is dry. That's a personal problem. LOL.
I forgot my water.
Do you want some water?
You got some?
I have some for free.
Oh, got ice in it.
No, it's don't. So put that in your smoke and pipe it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Some real water.
Some real water. Go figure that out. We love you guys. It's a great opening. I swear to God, you guys should have been there
One
whenever I
take.
did that. I needed to say something, and I just I'm gonna say this, and I did it, and I record it, and I go, it sounds okay. I'll put that on there for now, just to get the intro finished.
He wants you to do it one more time.
One more time. Oh my God.
You need to do it on your phone and you just play it.
Well, I could just get the original recording and play it. Then hell, it might even be on this computer. I can't do that. You can do that. Why don't you do it?
I'll have to practice.
Okay.
I was just making fun of you. I think it's funny.
You know, I don't know where the first part came up.
What
have you been up to?
I have no idea where that came from at all. It is funny.
Oh, I'm dying.
But I'm telling you, my friend, a friend of mine used to do this thing in school all the time. And he would, a lot of times he would prank call people.
Oh, God.
And he would, this was Kenny.
Oh.
And Kenny would call up and he'd say, "Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, I'm wanting to know if you got popcorn and, no. He'd make up some kind of stuff. Well, this is Rufus Smith. No, Rufus Smith. That's what he would say, Rufus Smith. And he used to do that all the time. And somehow I start, you know how it is in school. One guy does it and then somebody else is doing it. And then you do it back and forth to each other. So, Kenny. Yeah, my friend Kenny. I'm laughing at Heidi laughing. Yeah. Same here.
It's funny.
His fave was when he did it in Wisconsin. Wisconsin was kind of fun. You know what was fun about it? Everybody being up there.
Boring vacation.
You didn't like that?
No.
Why was it boring?
Boring. I didn't like it.
Why not?
The drive was horrible there.
Well, the
and
drive
back,
sucked. What's that?
and we don't have to go there again.
Yeah, the drive did. I didn't care for the drive at all. I really didn't like the drive at all. Especially through Chicago, which I didn't have to go through Chicago, but I sure in hell did. But I loved, that was our first real get together with people.
Yep.
And that kind of opened our eyes to how camping could be different. And I did love the fact that we could all drink and they didn't really give you shit about it. You know, at the, you know, kind of out and making noise and it's late at night. And
Feel contest coming on. The best husband-wife recreation of your intro gets a prize. Oh, no.
oh my gosh. That would be
Chicago did suck.
Yeah, Chicago was horrible. Imagine your Odyssey. You guys got some really cool names. Some of your names are really, really cool. I honestly looked up whenever we were coming up with Rvdaydream. I don't know how many different titles I came up with and just punching them in and stuff like that. And I don't even remember how we came about, but Rvdaydream was, there was no, I could not find one thing online anywhere that said anything about Rvdaydream at all. So I went ahead and I paid for the website and the what's the other thing called? The domain. And I set up our YouTube channel like that, and I got our Gmail and all that crap. And like 3 days after that, I typed in Rvdaydream to see if any of our stuff was starting to register, because I didn't know any better. Of course, it takes quite a bit for it to start showing up on a Google search. And 3 days after the fact, there's these people that all of a sudden popped up, and they have a blog, and it said, "Oh, hey guys, so sorry we've been away for the last 2 years, but we're going to start updating our blog again." And their name was Rvdaydream, and it was on some kind of a RV forum site or something. And I'm like, I cannot believe this. Well, anyways, they didn't continue on. They dropped off, you know, some time ago. But hello, Rvdaydream. I am friends a lot of folks on here, and now a new friend in your channel. Cool. Awesome.
That's cool.
Imagine your Odyssey. I like the way that sounds. Imagine your Odyssey. Mads reminds me of the. It was a game console back in the '80s. It was an Odyssey. You had the Atari.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, it was real. That was kind of weird. Who's got a good excuse not to go to West Branch Saturday night? I'm thinking it's going to be pretty nice. No, your thinking is dead on pretty nice. It's going to be really nice. And I'll tell you what, that little loop that's open for the winter, I'll be surprised if it's not packed. I mean, it's, you know how it is, guys. We're all the guys that are from the Midwest and the North, you know, like we are, just like I mentioned. As soon as you get a nice day, that freaking car wash line, every car wash is packed full of cars. I'm not talking about every bay. I'm talking about every car wash we pass. Well, you know that campsite at West Branch, if West Branch is so popular during the summer, you can hardly get a site on the weekend.
Yeah.
If we get these nice string of days like they're saying, that little loop, I bet you it gets filled. I bet you it gets pretty quick. You're right, though. I don't have a good excuse not to go out there, except Heidi don't want to.
I'm working.
The creepy KOA was fun on the way home. Man, my nose has really gotten stuffy.
Yep. Yep.
Calling for snow here in Virginia tomorrow. Yes. Yeah, you guys are getting, it's weird. I mean, even our weather guy said, how often is it that the, what do they call that mountainous area? Mid-Atlantic mountain range area. I can't remember how he said it. He said it's really odd that, you know, you guys are going to get that snow. We're not getting anything here.
Didn't Virginia Beach get snow a couple years ago?
Well, I'm sure they get snow some level.
I mean, like, shut down snow.
My excuse is my rig is still in South Carolina. Why are you not in South Carolina then? Yes, they did. Nice too. Yeah, that's horrible. We have a cold front. This high of 72. Okay, Avenger, that's enough from you.
Yeah, 72. We take 72.
Yeah, I'll take 72
Take 62.
until it's summer, and I'll take 82,
92 is
and then
better.
92. So, what do you guys want to talk? What do you guys have questions about? Want to talk about? Because we're really open. The only thing we want to do is say we hit 18,000 subscribers, which was awesome. We didn't really plan on that. That just kind of showed up. And our son is heading back this way. He wants to come home and regroup and get a new plan. And I'm sure he wants me to tinker. Although he got his van straightened out. He put a Motorcraft, a name brand idle air control valve on his van, and all of a sudden everything's fine. Yeah, the hotter the better. You got it. Mild winter in Maine. Kind of glad we haven't shoveled the RV route. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I just watched again. We have a really good. If you want to look, I don't know why anybody want to look at this. I mean, it's our area, but we have a really good meteorologist. He does weather for weather geeks, and he just posted. He always posts graphs like the warmest winters on record for this area. That kind of thing, and the warmest Februarys. And anyways, he was just doing that tonight. He usually puts out a video about 5 times a week. He gets really in depth because he's the chief meteorologist for Channel 21 in Youngstown, and he says they don't give him enough time to talk about the stuff he wants to talk about. Sounds familiar.
They would fire you.
They'd fire me in a second. I'd say 2.5 minutes. Are you freaking crazy? Hell, my intro's 2.5 minutes. Just getting warmed up. But yeah, that's what kind of camper do you have?
We have a 2020 Rockwood Ultralight 2604 WS.
Yeah, WS. You can't buy them new unless they are on dealer lots still.
Yeah.
They discontinued this model after many, many years. Oh, I'm going to tell you guys about that. Me and Heidi were going through some of our old videos. I suggest you guys do that if you got a channel. Just occasionally go. I'm sure you guys do. We like to go back occasionally and just look at some really old videos to refresh our memories on stuff that we said and talked about, and maybe just as a gauge of where we were, at a certain point. And I told her, I wonder if there was a subconscious thing going on that we had no clue about. I really, really wonder about that now, because when we did the Lock 30 trip, which we had our old F-150, it was the first trip that we took the RV that was not West Branch, and we went to Lock 30 with it. The guy that was next to us had a brand new camper, which was like a 2014 or 15, I can't remember what it was. And I didn't even pay attention to the camper other than he showed it to us. And I'm like, oh, this looks really nice. And, I looked in and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool. And you got a lot of room in there. Boy, it's really bright. And I mean, that was about it. I didn't remember anything about it whatsoever. Not a single thing. And even the guy that was on the other side of us, I know he had a Jayco of some kind. And it had a big slide on it. But that's all I can really remember about his RV. I remember his truck. He had an EcoBoost he was towing with it. So we went back looking at that old video, and I'm showing it's showing the truck pulling in. We had a dash cam, and I pause it and I go, holy cow, I don't believe it. That guy, the RV that I looked at was a 2604 WS. The 2604 WS was made for quite a few years, obviously. That guy, like I said, it was a 2014, I think his was. Of course, it was brand new then. And they really didn't change them very much. But they got rid of the WS, and now they make an SW. And it's real similar to this one with a change. They have a hallway now with a bathroom off to the side. And the slide is more forward. But other than that, there's a lot of similarities to this one. Same weight, everything else. Forest River Grey Wolf. Their starter provides lots of comfort. Yes. Wonder. Yes, we're still happy with the Wander Wagners. Yeah, we're definitely happy with the. I, I don't know. I, it, after all that shopping we did, for the 2 years or whatever it was, I'm glad that we didn't buy this model when we first seen it
And 17.
in 2017. Because they made improvements to this one, bigger tanks mainly, because that one had like a 43 gallon fresh and a 36 gallon and 30 35. I think it was 43, 35, 35 on the tanks. This one, they bumped up a little bit. They 60, 45, 45. And they did other stuff. They definitely made other changes that were a lot nicer, but I don't know. Every time we get into the camper, it's really comfortable. It's
Yes,
really comfortable.
Our couch is actually pretty comfortable. The very first time we sat on it, we're like,
No, I liked it.
yeah, we kind of like.
I don't think she did. I mean, obviously, I've got a lot more butt pushing down on it,
But
so
I tend to.
fall asleep.
I'm always laid down here.
Yeah, and I'm usually in the rocker over here with my feet on like right now I have my feet on the ottoman out here.
But yeah, it's pretty comfy.
Yeah. I wonder what happened. What happened there?
I don't know. Is it frozen?
Well, the picture's frozen, but obviously we're not. We love big tanks. High priority for us when we look. Yeah, I know that a 45 black, what was really hard was that little RV had 48, 45, 45 in that 22-foot box. I've never seen really that small of an RV have those big of tanks. And we got used to them right away. And it was like, other than refilling our freshwater tank and emptying our gray water tank, we know that it's like a 10-day thing, right? Mm-hmm. We know 10 days is the black tank. And we know that we're going to have to refill our freshwater tank at some point, and we have to empty our gray water tank at some point, at least once on both. And that's just taking showers every day, washing dishes, doing everything normal, 100%. Not trying to conserve heart, at all. So I really needed to know that we could get that 45 black again, because we know that we're always good on that for 10 days. We're fine with that.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's not
Fair.
something that I want to get away from. Plus, I got to put that freshwater tank back in the back of the truck if they ever get that cap straightened out. Hello, guys. The wife and I may get a trailer this year. Next, we're leaning to a front kitchen with a rear bedroom. Do you think the front kitchen is too close to the hitch as far as vibrate? No. The closer to your hitch is the front of the trailer sees the least amount of bouncing and jerking around. It's actually, no, yeah, the front definitely sees the least. Over the axles is number 2, and then back here is where everything bounces and gets thrown around. I mean, it's just like a school bus for the most part. But the difference is there's no wheels on the front to go, of a trailer versus a school bus. But yeah, that's one of the reasons we wanted to mount our generator on our old trailer on the front of the RV, because we knew it would see the least amount of bouncing and all that other crap.
Do you know where our trailer is in North Fort Myers?
I don't
Do you remember.
I can't remember where they
Carla,
said.
I can't remember what he said. Darn it.
It's not
Because he didn't talk.
It's not
Right.
Tamiami or Tamiami. It's not that one, because that's the one we went to. I can't remember where it was.
Yeah, I know it was North Fort Myers, though.
I got my 19-year-old radio working perfect, but a lot of Facebook is lots of bad.
Whatever. Doesn't make any sense.
I don't know what that means. Imagine your odyssey. Living in ours full time in Ohio currently. Yep, Karen and Greg are out at Friendship Acres, which we did a video. They actually showed up in our video briefly there. Yeah, Friendship Acres there in Portage County, out by Portage County Fair, or at least the Portage County Fairgrounds. Yeah, they stay there all winter long. Heard back from any 12-volt RV about sending you one for review video. Nope. We had somebody that wanted to send us another refrigerator freezer to do a review on. That's the one I mentioned in the last video. It looked identical in every single way to the one that I just did a review on, except there was a feature or two that it was missing, I think.
Yeah.
So, whenever they said, would you like to do a review of this refrigerator freezer? I seen the link and I'm like, all right, I guess I could kind of compare it to, and that's what I said. I said to the person that was sending me the request, I could do a comparison. I just did a video on this, basically the same model. I could kind of compare them and talk about the differences. And then they responded, no, we don't want you to do a comparison. We just want you to do a video and cover all these topics. And I have to tell you that a lot of these reviews that they're sending us stuff, they're getting really particular now. I don't know how many PDFs they've been sending over to say, we would like you to show this. You need to show this demonstration, talk about this. We want to cover this. Not only that, but they want to be able to edit my video on their end so they can post it to their website, which I don't have a problem with that, but it's just, they're telling me now what to basically cover on my reviews, which I usually do a pretty good job. Yep, Heidi done screwed up something, obviously. But the
Hit the wrong button.
yeah, you always hit the wrong button. But the whole idea, doing the review was, I was going to kind of compare it because I wanted to see what the difference was between the two, because they looked pretty close to being identical. Well, this went back and forth for like a week and a half of them saying, okay, well, as long as you can agree to cover this and this, and how fast could you do the video and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. Sure, no problem. Here's our address. Go ahead and send it to us. I'll look at it. We'll do a review on it. I'll talk about it. I'll cover those topics. No problem. And then out of the blue, they send a message say, well, we just see, even though their very first email is, I love your channel and what you do on there and how you cover stuff. So the very last, fast forward after all these emails, the very last email they sent to me is, we just happened to see that you just did a review on refrigerator just like this. You may not be the right guy for us to have do video on our refrigerator. Thanks for your interest. We will contact you with future projects or collaboration. That's what their favorite word, collaboration. And I'm like, that was a week and a half ago, and I did all these emails back and forth with them for them to come up with what I had already mentioned in the first email within 3 sentences of my response from the very first email.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. It's really, really funny. But no, so we didn't get that. I will be posting a video, like I said, a couple days here. We got one of those little portable fire pits. That was kind of cool. As being a mechanic and putting stuff together, and the thing has 4 pieces, no tools, and anybody can put it together. Anybody can put it together, and you have a little portable fire pit. That's kind of cool. It's really cool. So you'll see that video. Let's see. I missed a lot of stuff. First night, we do not. You can flush the hose from any black tank.
Somebody wanted to know if we leave the gray open, which we don't.
We will leave the gray open for maybe the first.
Depends.
It all depends. It all depends how long we're going to be there. And at the beginning, we might leave it open for the first couple days. But of course, we want a full gray tank whenever it's time to flush. Get rid of our black tank and flush everything. And then we usually fill the gray tank again to flush one more time. That's in addition to using the black tank flush. And we don't do that back flush. I don't like that because like I mentioned in a previous video, I don't know at what point the reversion of the water, the gray going into the black tank to flush it out. I don't know at what point that reversion starts to come and migrate back towards the gray. So I don't like doing that. Keep the gray with the gray, the black with the black.
Right here.
What to say? Any news on the cap? Yeah, I talked about that on the last video.
I'll make it reader's condensed
Yeah, Reader's Digest condensed version.
so he doesn't have to. It'll be an hour. If you want to watch the video, it's kind of funny because it's long drawn out, and he just happens to call when all of a sudden the cap's ready. So it is going to be in the next week or so back to the dealer, and hopefully they'll call us right away for us to get it reinstalled. They replaced both windows, and who knows what else they did. We will find out soon enough.
Yeah.
So I guess he'll be the judge of it being good or not.
I have a feeling. That's Black Eyed Peas. I got a feeling.
Woo!
This cap's gonna suck. All right. The cap's gonna suck.
Oh my.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe so, maybe so. Well, who used to say that?
Maybe so, maybe so.
Yeah, Lenny. Lenny and Squiggy.
Oh yeah.
Remember he used to say that? No, I like the tonneau cover a lot. That tonneau cover for the money, I won't even waste my money on another one. I mean, it was $220 or $218.
Yeah.
Holy cow. It does the job. And I mean, it's lightweight. It folds up. It's easy. You get rid of it. It comes, you unhook it real nice and easy. I mean, it does everything that you want. If it folds up, it's a 3-panel. So once you're on the 3rd panel, you lose about that much of your bed. Big deal. You just go ahead and loosen the toolless clamps that are on the front, flip them down, and then you just slide it out of the way and just put it in the back of your truck or wherever, because it's got a strap deal, and it just becomes something that you can carry, and it's not very heavy, so you can just move it out of the way, and you can have your whole bed then. Yeah, I like that tonneau cover.
We also have our key fob also unlocks and locks the cap.
Yeah, that was part of the thing that we wanted.
That was part of the cap.
Yeah, we liked the cap we had, but love the look of the tonneau cover on this truck. You know what I like about which Heidi, she knows I've talked about that truck feels so much lighter. I mean, I know that it is lighter because the cap's 200 whatever pounds, probably 220 pounds back there. But man, it just seems like it's, the fact the truck's aluminum, and now that heavy 200-pound, I bet you the cap, wonder if what the bed weighs compares to the cap.
I like the cap on it better.
Yeah, I like the way it looks, and I'm sure it does help with maybe some air getting up and over the RV to some extent. But yeah, I like how light the truck feels, not having that heavy cap up high up on the bed rails. I mean, obviously, I wonder how the cap would have done jumping those tracks the other day.
Yeah, I think some trucks look good with the cap, like the Fords. I don't know. I just think they look better than the Chevys and the Dodges.
Really?
That's just my opinion.
I like some of I like the Rams with caps. I don't know what it is. I think the Rams look the best with the caps. Ours looked okay. It looks all right.
So if the cap doesn't come back fixed, jump the railroad tracks.
Before you send it back?
Yeah. That's funny. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Too bad. Too bad. Get a diaper. John Hershey. I have a feeling good song. Well, it was good till I sang it.
That's funny.
Yeah, the caps is just an issue. It's.
when you get something that's not the way it's supposed to be.
You just pay.
You
When
kinda
you pay
gotta
that much
sour-
money for something, you expect it to be. It's just like if I don't know if anybody else, if you go and would buy anything, I mean just anything in general. If you're paying a lot of money for it, it'd be different if I hardly. That's why I love the tonneau cover so much. I didn't pay dick for that tonneau cover, and that thing is awesome.
And
so,
it doesn't leak.
and it don't leak. It's awesome. It's just really awesome. And I've mentioned that on previous videos. When I'm working on small engines over the years, I notice that people will, oh, those Briggs and Strattons are junk, and you just throw them in the trash and whatever, or those Harbor Freight engines, they're junk, and those things don't last, and you need to buy a Honda. Well, what I learned with small engines, and I talked about this in the past, that if somebody has, you pay $120 for a Harbor Freight 6.5 horse engine, or whatever they are, 5.5 horse engine, and you put it on your kid's go-kart, and you just let them romp the shit out of it, and you don't necessarily, you only paid $100 for the engine. So maybe you don't put, the gas that's in it over the winter. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. Maybe the kids didn't put it away. They left it out in the yard. Oh, is it raining? I ain't going out there in the rain to get that thing. It's not worth it. Now you've got a $300 Honda engine on there. And guess what you're doing? You're treating the fuel. You're making sure that thing gets put away every night. You're wiping it down when it gets wet. You're doing all this stuff because you paid so much for it. And people have a tendency to think about, like the Harbor Freight, let's say you need a carburetor replaced on it. Oh my, that thing's junk. I can't believe $50 for a carburetor. Oh, I don't want to pay. That thing's junk. Well, yeah, I mean, $50, of course, I'm exaggerating. They're not that high, but $50 on a $100 engine, it's half the price of a new engine. Those Honda guys, though, have no problem. Oh, $50 for a carb? Sure, go ahead and fix that for me. Because they paid $300 for it. That's just the 1/5 of drop in the bucket. What it cost for the engine. So people have different ways of thinking about that. Now, in our case with the cap, I paid so much for it. It's like, hey, if there was some sort of maintenance issue with it, and they said, hey, it's going to cost you $125 for your back window because you broke it. That would be one thing. I mean, I would say, okay, well, I paid $3,000, $3,400, whatever that is. I don't remember how much I paid for the cap. She remembers, or at least she reminds
like
me.
$3,600 or $3,700.
Yeah. But if I had a $100 cap and somebody said it's going to cost you $125 to replace the back window, that's something entirely different. Yeah, it's too much. Paid too much to deal with that crap. See you, Karen.
Enjoy the nice weather, Carla. And Fort Myers.
Yeah.
We're jealous.
Yeah. When was it we went to Fort Myers? Was that a couple of years?
2017.
It was 2017?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good trip.
Did you turn the heat off?
The little furnace is on here.
Oh, I can't even feel it.
Because I got it turned down.
Oh, I feel hears the noise. Ooh. Okay, let's take the foot out there.
We have a little Polonus ceramic heater here. I turned off the furnace in the RV. Let me rephrase that. I turned down the furnace in the RV, and we're getting real close to where it may kick on here. But Heidi's got the furnace near her foot. It's only, well, we started, it was 71 in the RV. I don't know how long the chat's been going on here, longer than normal. Not. But we're down to 64 degrees, so with this little thing running, it's maintained for a while now.
Yeah. It was about an hour ago, it was like 66. So that's not bad.
See you, Jeff. My nose is really stuffy. I don't know why.
It might be the kind of heat we're having.
Oh, see you, Wagners. They're going to bed. Work early tomorrow. Yep. Heidi's off tomorrow. Yep. What's your take on the LT tires versus the ST tires for the trailer, especially with the heavier weights? That's a good question. I would assume that the truck tires, listen, all I know is that there's a reason that they put trailer tires on trailers. And the main reason out of everything is the sidewall ability. So if you want to get into a truck tire, it definitely better have, the furnace just kicked on, it better definitely have the same amount of plies or more than what your trailer tire that the trailer calls for. So if you got a 10 ply tire, which I'm going to an extreme here, but if you have a 10 ply tire, with a 10 ply sidewall on your trailer, make sure your truck, if you're going to get LT tires, make sure that they have that same 10 ply sidewall. Now there's another thing that a lot of people don't take in consideration when they're going to run truck tires, and a lot of that has to do with their aspect ratio and how wide the footprint is on the ground, and what they call radial force, not balance. That's what you do. It's radial force. I think it's just called radial force, and that is how much resistance the tire has going down the road when it's being pulled or pushed or driven or whatever. How much drag it has. That has a lot to do with vehicle alignments. If you have a tire that's an LRR, a low rolling resistant tire, you'll get to where it may go down the road. Your truck may go down the road and not return to center as easily, possibly, because the resistance isn't there to put the tires back straight. Some vehicles you could drive, you know how it is. You've had a truck that everything's aligned perfect. You could drive with one finger. Well, you could get the wrong tire on there and make it to where it won't return to center as easily because there's not enough force to put it back to center. That's something that trailer manufacturers take in consideration when they're putting, trailer tires together for a trailer. The trailer's being drugged down the street. It's not being driven or anything. But your alignment on your trailer's determined by the axles and how they're bent from the factory, and how they're loaded and how much weight is on either side of the travel trailer. It's hard to, if you don't have all that, if you don't pay attention to all that criteria, and you just say, well, this has the same amount of plies, and it's about the same size, and you just throw it on there, you're taking a gamble. You don't know what it's necessarily doing to your trailer overall, the axles, the bearings, all that stuff. But that's on a real high technical aspect. I mean, you get those people that say, listen, there's no real secret to fly fishing. You just kind of flip the fly out there and put it on top of the water so the fish can get it. Then you got these other guys talk about sidearm and overhead and, their technique and all this other stuff. Well, it's the same with those tires. There's guys that get the trailers and they're like, I'm not paying that kind of money for a trailer tire. I'm going to put truck tires on it, regular old car tires, and I'll be just fine. And they do just fine. They don't have any problems. So it's really your own call. Like I said, those are just things that I would look at beforehand. Now I know that Long Honeymoon has put Michelin tires on their travel trailer, and it's an Airstream, so it's completely different than ours. Other than it does have a
same suspension.
It has the same suspension system as this one. The whatever ride that is.
More ride.
No, not more ride.
Oh,
it's not a spring system.
Yeah.
It's a rubber system.
Dang.
Torsion. We have torsion axles.
Yeah, that's it. But there's a name.
Yeah, I can't remember what name they are. It's a name brand. Lippert? No, it's not Lippert. So anyways, getting off topic again. They have a different trailer than most people do. And apparently it's not affecting them. Not only that, but those Michelins, if you go back, I don't know how many years, I put Michelin LTX MS2s on my F-150. And I talked about how I love those tires. They are incredible tires. When you go to Tire Rack and you look at the reviews for those tires, they're just through the roof. And it's like good gas mileage, great traction. I was so surprised with how good they handled in the snow. I was so surprised how well they did on ice. I was so surprised that they showed no wear on the tire and they still would go down the highway. They're quiet. It was a smooth ride. It was a great handling ride. Everything about it. So when we got our 97 F250, I got Michelin LTX MS2s and I put it on them. I mean, immediately. And guess what? Everything was perfect. Again, those tires were just unbelievable. When I got rid of the truck, the guy that has them, I'm sure he's still driving on them now. They're 70,000 mile tires. They're unbelievable. When our son got his van, he said, what tires should I get? Guess what we put on there? Michelin LTX MS2s. And he's very happy with his tires. Although he had an alignment issue with his, those tires are still doing really good for him. So, funny thing is, this long honeymoon, guess what tires they had on their truck? Michelin LTX MS2s. And they also put them on their Airstream. Same tire. That is an incredible tire. However, I don't know if I'd put it on this RV. Harbor Freight, we have good deals and good stuff. Yeah, the thing I like about Harbor Freight is when they have their tent sales, and if you know people in there, sometimes they'll give you like double discounts. Like there was something on sale, and I had a coupon, and they went ahead and honored the coupon too, even though it was on sale. Maybe because it was a tent sale. Around 60, getting dark, so cooling down. Now was up in the high 70s. Yeah, it gets that way. Not here. It's going to be a little bit chillier tomorrow.
20.
My good friend has a hard tonneau cover on his truck. Ice and snow caved it in. Now has a cap, no leaks. His truck is the same as yours. Yeah, we like the I don't know. Like I said, the cap was an issue because of it all started whenever that window shattered right in front of me. That's how it all started.
Oh, it went downhill from there.
A
Definitely.
doubt got put in my head. You know, now I'm thinking, what happened? You know, when is that window going to shatter again like that? Not only that, but the replacement window they put in, the hinge came unglued from the glass. I mean, you could see where I start having doubts about these big windows on the side of this truck. I honestly don't think that they should have put those big frameless windows in an 8-foot bed. They shouldn't have done it. That's my own thoughts on that. Yep, Diamondback hardcovers are awesome. Saddle Mountain, west of Phoenix right now. Cool. Van Longtech, hello, my friend. Howdy, Vaughn. Is it Vane or Vaughn? Or Van? Man, my nose is really stuffy.
I can tell.
Catching the tail end of this topic, but we're looking at an Oliver Elite 2 trailer and believe it comes with Michelin LT tires from the factory. Cool. That'd be nice. Those Olivers are kind of cool. I like the Olivers. I like some of the smaller ones. I like that Bigfoot. I like that Bigfoot trailer a lot. We could never get into something that small, though. This is,
I think this would be the
kind of perfect.
smallest we would live in.
Yeah.
Well, depending on storage and stuff. But the seating is good because we don't have to be sitting next to each other all the time.
Yeah, I don't like sitting next to her.
I know, I don't like sitting next to you either. Don't like you that much.
It's going to get warmer down by you next week. 45 up north. Yeah. So any other questions? Anything that you guys have any kind of questions about? Anything. I don't care what it is.
Your nose is all red.
How many? Yeah, my nose is red. Black Series RVs come with Cooper AT3s. Cool. Yeah, you can ask us when are you coming to Charleston, South Carolina? Oh, we're going to be Pirate Land in
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach. That's going to be the closest we'll probably get this year
Will we be,
for the time being.
will we be driving through
Nope.
Charleston? Or around
Charleston, no,
Charleston?
Charleston South.
Oh, that's right. It is.
Charleston, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that area. When you come to Texas, I would love to. Our next big trip, our next big long trip, I'm thinking will probably be Texas. So, Mike, I keep on thinking about a channel, but I can't convince myself to do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, you just do it, Greg. You're fun to talk to. You're fun to listen to.
This
Just
is
gotta
the
do it.
second time.
Talk about surge protectors. The last surge protector we got was Progressive Industries, and we were very happy with it. But what I didn't like about it is that surge protector only protected against surges. When we got this is with our old RV. When we went to Florida, Satellite Beach. If you guys remember, Heidi was saying, "Oh, we're not going to stay at this campground because I couldn't run the air conditioner because the voltage when I turned on the air conditioner was like 90. I mean, it went from 110 volts to like 90, 85 in that range and would just stay there. We had a surge protector on there and it didn't protect us from that low voltage. There's a lot of controversy about the Hughes autoformer that takes volts or amps and makes voltage out of it. So if we ran into that situation, it would crank it up. Now, being used in that scenario, it wouldn't be so bad, but still, they're talking about how it's, you're heating up wires of an infrastructure that might not be really good in the first place because you're running more voltage through it. I don't want to get into too technical of the whole thing, but yeah, we don't have time for that. But the next surge protector we get, which if I could find one that has really good reviews, I'd like to have one that I love the Hughes brand, but that has the smartphone, so you can see what your voltage draw is. I like that, but I read the reviews and some people say the app sucks, it freezes all the time, it don't work half the time, there's problems with it. So I mean, I'm not going to get one that has a feature that has problems with it. But I'm definitely going to get a surge protector that has protection from not only surge spikes, but also low voltage. So if we plug in and somebody else is on that same leg and they plug in and turn on everything and it drops too low, I want to get a warning or something that it shuts off the electricity to protect. I don't want my compressor because you can't have too low a voltage running your critical components like your air compressor, your air conditioning compressor, because it'll just burn it up. Even though it'll run it, it'll burn it up because it's not getting enough oomph to run it correctly. It's kind of like towing up a hill, in the highest gear your truck has. It might make it, but it'll be lugging along as it does it, and it's doing a lot of damage instead of operating at the range it should. So
When are we going to Texas?
when are we coming to Texas? I don't know.
What about New England?
I'd love to go to New England too. Yeah, we'd like to go up there for sure.
How long do tires last on travel trailers and do they expire?
Yes, they expire. Definitely check the dates. Just look for cracking. You definitely want to protect those tires as much as possible. Don't be afraid to get some of that cheap, crappy tire shine that you spray on there and you just leave it or wipe it or whatever, because that does add something. I know it makes the tires brown at some point. It does make them look a little, but it does protect them. I mean, it does put a protection of layer protection on it for like UV. Look for cracks on the tire. That's a sure sign.
Frank says the Hughes is not waterproof.
Yes, yeah, the Hughes isn't waterproof. You're right. But I'd put it internally here. I'm pointing here because
that's right. We had some
our
room.
cable comes in right here. I could just get into this wall and and mount it back here.
Thunderbird says he uses Pledge on the tires.
Pledge, yeah, that's a good one. Dang, I already missed 98 minutes. Seattle. Was it Seattle? No. It was Colorado. I was just thinking they had that Walmart shooting. Anyways, going back to the tires. What they call weather checking. You got to look for that to see if they got cracks. And the tires, it all depends on the tires, if they're going to wear out or not. Look for bulges and bubbles and stuff like that. There's so many cheap Chinese tires out there. The ones that are on this trailer, I know they're Chinese. I've heard that a couple of them had problems, but not as many as some other brands. I've heard people run lots of miles with these and not have any problems. So we're going to run them for a while here. But when we replace them, they're going to be Goodyear Endurance. Yeah, Goodyear Endurance.
Probably before summer's up.
Yeah.
Or before
I don't.
big trip.
Yeah, before. The worst part about, and people have mentioned this before on their channels, the worst part about these tires blowing out is they just destroy so much of the RV. I mean, that tread flying around and flopping around just tears up that little cheap fender that they've got made out of sheet metal or whatever it is in there. It just annihilates everything that's in there. So you don't have just a blowout, you have now damage that you have to repair on your RV. So that's why people are so concerned about their tires. You can come here and rebuild my Terry. Oh, I think we're past that one there, partner. Definitely, we looked at a couple project RVs. I have them saved on my phone, and Heidi just kind of gives me one of these slaps in the back of the head, like, "Why are we? You don't even get involved with that." Tire covers on. Yeah, we got tire covers on this side. And these tires on this side are on railroad ties. The tires on that side don't see any sun, and they are on the ground. If I had paid the money and had new Goodyears on there, I guarantee I would be
taking them off.
Oh, I'd be
garage.
babying those. Yeah, I'd probably put.
How long do tires last? I would imagine it would depend on. There's a lot of factors.
There's tons.
Because sitting's bad.
Yeah, leaving them sit for a long time is bad. How much sun they've seen, what brand they are. Again, you can only do an inspection and just look at the tire and see how it's. Some of these tires really flat spot themselves as they sit all winter long, or sit in a campground. It's a tough call. There's so many Chinese ones out there too that are just no good. That's the other problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the travel trailer tires, they expire. But as far as the expiration, it's really, you just use the date to get an idea of how old they are. I don't know. If they were 4 years old, I would be concerned. I would be looking at my tires after 4 years. That's just personally me. I don't care any brand tire. After 4 years, I definitely want to know.
And that would depend on how much you see your most embarrassing moment.
Oh my God. Got a super chat. 88 Ford Life wants to hear my most embarrassing RV moment. But I have no problem telling you about anything I've done really stupid. But I'm trying to think.
Oh, we backed into a tree.
Oh, yeah, that was it. I backed into a tree.
Overconfident. We're both in the car. We're both in the truck backing up.
Yeah. When we went with the old RV to Guilford Lake, I saw that there was a tree at the back of the lot, or the back of our camping spot. And I knew where it was.
We didn't hit it hard.
I knew exactly where it was. It was right dead in the middle of our camping pad. The camping pad went so far back, the asphalt stopped, and then there was the tree. So I'm backing up, and everything's fine, and then I felt a little bump, and I could tell, oh, wait a minute. Well, what I didn't do, when I went out and looked, because I always kind of survey where I'm going to pull in, and kind of get a lay of the land, just try to figure out where it's gonna. I want to put the RV and all that stuff. I neglected to walk to the back of the lot and see that this tree was leaning like this into the parking place.
So he did it again.
So I backed all the way up and pook right into it. That was about it. I wasn't really embarrassed about it, other than I should have walked.
Funny.
Yeah, I should have walked a lot. Probably my most embarrassing was when we took this trailer out for the first.
You did, yeah. You were
First
sick.
thing, I was sick and my head was all ugh. And I got all parked nice and set up and everything was great, which I covered that in the video. And then after I got it all, I didn't unhook it. I don't think I unhooked it, but I got it backed in perfect, right where I thought I wanted it at the time. And then I'm like, that's right. We don't have full hookups and I don't have any water in the freshwater tank. So I had to pull it back out of the spot, go all the way down past where I already drove past the first time, back out that way, get the fresh water. Then I came back and pulled it in. And then when I got it all disconnected and everything, or real close to being disconnected, and I think I even had I had the steps down. I had everything ready. It was the first time with this slide, and I was about that far from the pedestal, where the slide could have only gone out that far until it hit the pedestal. I'm like, oh man, what was I thinking? It was our first experience with a slide. So
John Hershey said, surge protector named Bread Pitbull.
get a surge protector named Bread Pitbull. Never heard of that.
Someone just bought more ride steps. You are going to like them. And have we ever had a tire blowout on the highway?
No.
We haven't.
Not
Not
never.
even on a car.
Never on a car either. Yeah. One time we came off the expressway. We had a 19, which I posted in the previous video. We had a 1988 Bonneville SE. It was Heidi's car, and they had Eagle GAs on them from the factory. The car didn't. I mean, yeah, it was a 1988, and that was
90.
it was in 91 or 92, so the car wasn't very old. Anyways, we pulled off, and she says, the car's driving kind of funny, or I was driving. No, it was you. You were driving because I had been drinking. Mm-hmm. We were coming back from a party or something. Anyways, she pulled off. Remember at that dairy? I remember the ice cream stand. It was kind of like an A&W.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot all about that until just now, out by Mountain Union College.
Varsity aisle.
Varsity aisle, yeah. Well, anyways, we pulled in there, and that tire just went flat. Never had a blowout, though. And I used to, when I was stupid and young and didn't have any money and stuff, I used to be out street racing, and I had a tire that had steel belts showing. And I still never had a blowout. Just came today. What's just came today? Ellen Durr just bought more ride steps. Cool. Yeah. Those more ride. I like them, except they were, her brother made those legs, those extended legs. So if we run into an unlevel situation, we'll have legs for that. Had fun this weekend ourselves. Worst part was the traveling. We parked at home. Long story short, riding lawnmowers are not made to move car trailers around on one's property. Our garden tractor, when I had the plow on the front of it, would move our Apache pop-up, and it would move our StarCraft pop-up. Not a travel trailer, obviously. But even with that StarCraft, if I had 2 full propane tanks on the front, or a full propane tank, I only had 1 propane tank on the front. Anyways, I could goose it a little bit, and it would lift the wheel. Even with that plow on the front, it would lift it up a little bit. Yeah, that thing will put you in a wheelie in a second, bash your head on the crank. Boo, Mount Union College. Somebody sounds like they get beat by Mount Union every year. We don't go to the games or anything. I think that a college, after they win so many games in a division, should have to move up a division.
Yeah.
That's a rigged system or something. I don't even understand that. Imagine Your Odyssey. Yes. Thank you for stopping by. Chat disconnected for a while. Wait till we reconnected. Okay, cool. I avoided the more right steps when we lived at the old house because it was tight between the camper and the house. Plenty of room, so I may have to order them this year. I don't know. I did that one video, showed how close I could get my son's van to the RV and still put down the steps. I mean, it was pretty close. They don't swing as much. I mean, obviously they're coming down and they do stick straight out at one point. But you'd have to you'd have to have something really close there. We beat them last year in the Stag Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about the year before? 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 Yeah, we don't follow the football team.
I do on Saturdays. Just
Yeah.
from
The
families
radio.
coming in
Yeah.
and stuff.
Did the suspension and shackle kit last year too. I wanted to do that, which we talked about that a little bit, Greg. I wanted to do that CR 3000, which was way overkill for the old RV. But the only reason I wanted to do that is add a little bit of height. I didn't like that the lesser, whatever that one is, the CR whatever it is, 2000. I don't remember now. That one didn't add any height. I wanted to add just a little bit of height. I watched several videos on it. Looks like a nice upgrade. Yes, yeah, that more ride. I mean, it beefs. Everything's a little bit beefier, especially if you get the all the bolts and bushings and everything to replace your old ones. Yeah, that's a good deal there. Our daughters are in the Spirit Band. Cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I left my X-Chalks on 4 winter storage. Probably bad move. Merle, it's funny you say that because I've got my wheel chalks, which are, they're the homemade X-Chalks. I have them on this thing all this time. And I'm curious what's going to happen. I'm really curious what's going to happen. Because not only are they pushing on the tires, obviously,
They're marking them.
that to where they could be putting a new flat spot on them, but they're also flexing those torsion axles a little bit too. So I don't know. I don't know what's going. We'll see. Maybe
We're getting new tires.
yeah. We'll see what happens. We'll go ahead and just let it fly. It doesn't like salt at all.
Oh,
Yeah. Stag Bowl in Canton next few years. Cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we don't follow football, but I mean, obviously, if they're in the Spirit Band, that makes all sense in the world. It's kind of like my stepsisters. They were in. That was our school. We had competition band, our normal band, which was competition band, which
In the winter.
I was in that. But they also had marching competition band, and it was a separate. You didn't have to be in both. Heidi had to be in both. She had to be in marching band, and the only way you could be in one band is be in the other. But I didn't like marching band or none of that stuff. Greg,
How long are
did
you gonna
notice the
be?
difference? Would you do up, Greg? Yes. Yeah, I don't know, Merle. I'm on the same page as you. I'm kind of curious what's going to happen there. I mean, if you think about it, the trailer's, basically putting a flat spot on the tire from it sitting all this time on the bottom of the tire. And now we've got those chalks pushing on the tire on the inside, on the front and the rear.
Stop sign
Yeah.
tires.
Never know what's going to happen.
That's funny.
I can't believe how stuffy my nose is. Again, if you guys are just joining in, which most of you aren't, this is people that have been on here for a while. Join us at Pirate Land, July 10th through the 17th. I would think that once the tires go through a couple of heat cycles, they should be okay. Yeah, they bounce down the road. Aggies are stupid. LOL, just kidding. Rvdaydream is live now, and so is Everything Spicy. Yes, we did.
They got
Took
the roof
4
done.
days. The roof on their
RV.
Wait a minute, you did the roof on your RV?
No, they did it. It was
Oh.
warranty.
Oh, no kidding.
Hartville fixed it real fast.
Wow,
Replaced it,
Hartville.
rather. Sorry, not fixed it.
I don't care for Hartville. I don't like their customer service as far as
All right,
sales.
you're not gonna be quiet anytime soon. So,
Yeah, she's Puerto Rican. Well, you tell her that joke.
because I gotta get up because I've.
Like I said, that was whoa.
What? Oh snap! I forgot I was hooked up.
She was tethered. Oh, did you guys hear that?
Sorry,
She slammed you guys on the ground.
that was a mic drop.
Yeah, she dropped the mic. Yeah, that's the only joke that I remember. Come on, man, 30 minutes. It is like the last 2 minutes of a football game. She's not home from work yet. Well, make sure you tell her the joke. I guess you didn't cover your RV this year. What's your take on RV covers? If I said this prior at some point, if at any point in time it looked like we were going to get dumped on with a ton of snow over a long period of time, I would have put the cover on. But nope, I just didn't think I needed it this year. However, our RV is filthy because the road is still stirring up all that dirt and salt and everything else that's going on out there, and it's still landing. You know, I know what our house looks like every spring, where we have to pressure wash it, so I know that this RV is getting filthy because of the same reason. Plus, it's getting exposed to extra UV rays and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Again, if this winter would have just been so much more harsher, I don't know if it'd have been a good thing or a bad thing as far as what I thought about, but I probably would have put the cover on if I would have known it was going to be really bad. But we also thought every time we seen that there was a break in the weather, it might get nicer out, everything might be okay. We thought, well, maybe we could take it. Every time I had the thought of maybe I'll put the cover on and just be done with it. And then it's, again, oh, it looks like it might be nice. Maybe we could go out. I don't know. Camping World is the worst. They wanted me to fill out a credit app just for letting me. That is crazy. Yeah, they are a bunch of scammers up there. I don't like Camping World. I don't like General RV and I don't like Camping World. I just didn't have good experience with either one of them. Yeah, I don't know. I just had a bad taste in our mouth about the whole situation. I don't know. I don't know. I can see it in people when I'm talking to them. You know, this kind of, hey, how's it going today? What can we get it? You know, what can we help you with today? You know, just that whole spiel. It just bring on the wide plaid ties and the crappy sports coats and, you know, the white loafers and just get it over with. Just put on those stupid nylon or whatever that's polyester leisure suits and, you know, all I can picture with those guys, they should all be dressed like Herb from WKRP in Cincinnati. Every one of them just didn't feel, none of them made you feel like they really were listening to what you had to say or what you wanted. They had an agenda that they had to do, and they were trying to get that agenda taken care of. I mean, if it lined up with some of your needs, okay. But, yeah. Italian, I love pizza and spaghetti. Yes, same here. Awkward silence. LOL. Don Kraft. I installed 2 micro airs on the ACs, and I have the Hughes Autoformer also. Haven't ran into any problems. Yeah, I would... Don, I would love to hear, definitely, if you ever get into a situation where you have low voltage at a campsite, and I'm thinking like you plug in and you read your voltage, and it says 80. I want to know if there's any way that you could find out or test, or I don't know how you could do it. I want to know how things go, because those micro airs, help on the startup, but still your running amperage is probably around 14 amps on each air conditioner. So if you get to where your voltage is really low, especially if you're in a 30 amp, but I'm saying even with a 50 amp, if your voltage is really low, they start stealing those amps that are available to make voltage. So I'm kind of curious what happens there. Did you winterize your water pipes in the RV? Absolutely. Yes. 100%. You're right. Greg, you're right. That is sales in general. That's just the way sales is. The thing is our salesman was good at, when we bought our RV. It was at the RV show. What is this?
Coffee.
Oh, good. I was hoping to. I hate coffee. I like the smell of coffee when it's cooking, and that I. Ugh.
A hard time sitting still.
Making stuff. What's up? What's up, Bob? There are genuine salespeople occasionally. Yeah. Yeah, Doug, there's no way we could not winterize. I mean, I guess you're still winterizing if you blow all the, blow all the water out.
People, that's all they do.
I'll tell you one of the things that I would love to change on this RV. You guys tell me what you think, because I cannot stand that anode rod.
Oh, yeah.
I can't stand it. I can't stand knowing that anode rod is just shedding crap that is being put into the water system all the time. And it'd be one thing if it was a standstill situation, but we're driving down the road and stirring all that crap up, then getting to the next campsite, turning on our water pump, and potentially pumping that crap through our hot water system into our faucets and blocking, the faucets. And like the faucets on our sink, that pull down thing, I don't even know what it takes to get that taken apart. I'm thinking, yeah, that's what I do too, Greg. I got a joke for you. What does the baby say to the motherboard? Data. It's funny. That's what's going on with our grandson. You go, mom, 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 mom. He goes, dada. I'm late to the party. Did you give a weather report yet? Yes, I did. I sure did. Talked about the weather actually quite a bit.
He's the weatherman.
The weather. Oh, so now I gotta hold the cup.
Soap you put on the floor. Work up the seat.
Yeah, our weather's going to be a little cold tomorrow. Then we have like 3-4 days of just really good weather for this time of year. Enough to give everybody the impression that winter might be over early. We know that's not the case.
No, we could have
Truma. I don't want to. No, I don't like the Truma system. I'm not a fan of that. It's, these old. Think about how these old Atwoods and Suburbans have been. How many years they've been in RVs. I'd rather just stick with something.
Greg says it was beautiful.
I know. I did work today outside.
But cold.
I did a video on that portable fire pit, which I have to edit and all that stuff tomorrow. Or the next day. Heidi's off. I don't like working on the days that she's off. And I also put 2 LED floodlights that I've had since Christmas out on our porch to help.
And it's really bright.
Yeah, they are very bright. I just drained the used trailers at work, but it doesn't nearly get cold here. Yeah. I usually, like Greg said, usually what I do is I just blow out put air to it, a low pressure air, maybe, 10 pounds of air at the most, usually less than that even. And then go through and crack open all the, of course, bypass the hot water tank. There's a the bypass switch. But then go through and crack open all the faucets one at a time, both the hot and the cold, until there's just nothing but air coming out of them, even the shower, all that. Of course, drain the hot water tank altogether, just open it up and let all that crap go out. Then I take my air gun and I take and usually flush out the hot water tank with the hose and wand that I have. Then I take a wand with an air gun and I go in and I blow all the water that I can out of that hot water tank. But then after all those things are completely dry, at that point, I go ahead and put antifreeze in. Schools you run 40 psi. I don't put very much through ours. I mean, I know this PEX can handle it. I don't put very much in there. I'll probably get away with a little bit more, but yeah, I'm wanting to get rid of our current hot water tank because it's the metal tank in our old Suburban. I think it's Suburban. I'm pretty sure. This is an Atwood, right?
I think so.
I get those mixed up. Anyways, the one that's aluminum. That's what we had in the old. That was original for that 1992 Terry. That was the original tank. And every year, I just told you what I did. I'd flush it out and then take and flush it out with a wand, with a hose. And then I would take my air gun and blow it out until it was pretty dry. And then I'd leave it open all winter long. I wouldn't put the plug back in it. When I did this one for the very first time, this one being a metal tank and having that anode rod, I've never seen so much crap come. I couldn't believe there was that much crap inside of a tank. I mean, that stuff is definitely getting into the water system, going to all the faucets. When I say all the faucets, the shower, of course, the sink, and then the sink in the kitchen, sink in the bathroom, and then the indoor shower. So I couldn't believe that. I just could not believe it. Under a 5,500 trash truck all day. Ugh. So I would love to get rid of this anode system and put in an aluminum tank system without an anode rod. I don't want to deal with that crap in there. I don't need it. I mean, the other one, like I said, from 1992, and we put, not only that, but we put good water in this RV from day one. And it has a filter on the RV. So everything that was coming in, everything that was running through it was filtered. And then we also, halfway through our season of camping, we put to where we started using a filter out on the water spigot also. So it was double filtered. We never did that with the old RV. We never filtered it. And it came from our house. A lot of that water wasn't that great. And still, we never had the kind of crap that we had come out of this one in that old RV. So there's something to be said about that. Got the mask on. Trash trucks get serviced out of the comics I work in. Summertime stinks.
Well, Rick, he probably had to have a mask on while he's working on this trash trucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what the anode rod's supposed to do, but the anode rod is to detract from the erosion of the metal tank. The problem is the anode rod, as it's being attacked, instead of the metal tank, is falling apart and crumbling and causing debris to be deposited in the tank, in the water that is being used throughout all the faucets and faucet heads and the valves for the faucets. And that stuff is hard. I mean, you know how hard that stuff is on that anode rod. It's like this hard calcium. It doesn't break down easily. So it's definitely going to start clogging all the faucets and valves at some point. Those other brands, which I think it's Suburban, I don't want to get them mixed up, but I'm pretty sure the one that I had on the old RV was the Suburban. And that was an aluminum tank. And I never had that problem. I never had that kind of crap come out of the tank. And guess what? I never had a problem with the tank as far as it getting a hole in it or rusting or anything like that, because it's aluminum. Now the electrical element that got replaced once. It got ate up pretty good, but still, I don't like that.
What about not blowing out the lines and just running antifreeze through?
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, it's
You just
you
drain
know
it as much
yeah
as
the antifreeze will just displace whatever water's in the line eventually. But I like to start knowing that as much as the water is out. See, I don't want it to mix. I don't want it to get where there's a dead spot or something in the line to where that water might decide to hang out and let the antifreeze just kind of work its way around there because it only takes a drop to freeze and cause it to break.
That's what happened to the old one. The bypass broke.
Well, I didn't winterize. Remember, we were going to go on the trip. I didn't do anything on that one.
Oh. So how long should the rod last?
Well, until it gets small and tiny and just a string. You need to check it every year. And I'm telling you, you got to take it out at least once a year and flush that crap out anyways. I was told that those anno rods, you're supposed to use them until there's hardly anything left on them. Again, it's just...
What tank are you considering?
Wouldn't be a tank. It would be the whole. I'd have to replace the entire hot water system, and I can't remember what's in here. I think this is an Atwood, and I want to go with a Suburban. I mean, that's what we had in the old one. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. I might have them reversed, and the only way I can do that is
You have it written down.
maybe look at the paperwork. If you guys know which one it is, let me know. I'm looking here. I don't know if I can find it.
Does the anno rod stick to a magnet?
No, it's not on a magnet. It's just on a...
Like the replacement gen oil fill caps. No.
What now?
You know, like a magnetized oil cap.
I wonder if that anno junk would stick to... No, it's like a calcium or something. It's weird. It's just weird stuff. I don't know. Tell you the truth what it is.
Herbie says he just saved 50 people.
You just saved 50 people. Mary says hi. Hi, Mary. Herbie's the hero. I don't know which one I have in there, but anyways, it's the opposite. If I have an Atwood, I want the Suburban with the aluminum tank.
My Atwood doesn't have a rod.
Okay, so maybe it's the other
Suburban.
end. Maybe we have a Suburban. But then again, there's people that are like me that say, I hate that anode rod, and they just get rid of it, and they just put a plug in there.
Winterized with vodka instead of antifreeze.
Then I'd be drinking hot water.
Oh, Mr. Sullivan says, I think the rods are cheap enough to replace before they look like eating corn cobs.
Yeah, I
True.
just don't like all that crap it just drops so much crap inside the tank.
Yeah, it would help change them every year.
Oh yeah, you should change them every year for sure. Yeah, no doubt about that. You definitely need to flush out the tank every year because there's a lot of crap in there. I can't believe how much crap's in there. They winterized 3 times this year. You're right. That's the thing that I kind of would like to do too. Uh-oh. You guys can hear that.
Ambulance.
Yeah, a slow ambulance. Must be just getting his wind. Yeah, I'll have to look. I don't know what our tank is. I mean, it's nothing stopping me from standing up.
It's real easy.
We have all our paperwork right over here in the camper.
Yep. Sure it is.
There's that little adapter. I was just looking for that. Isn't that funny?
You told me to put it in there.
I know. I always forget where I tell you to put stuff.
We're not quite organized yet.
Yeah, we got DVDs in here too. Isn't that funny? You know which DVDs? Remember I tried to play them and they didn't work.
Does our water heater run on electric and gas?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Okay, let's see here.
Somebody says, I was always told RV antifreeze is a pusher. It doesn't mix with water.
Oh, that can't be right.
I definitely don't know that answer. So.
I've never tried it. I never tried to see if it separates.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I've never looked. I mean, I've never known an antifreeze that, it would have to displace it 100%. Yeah, I never tried that. I've never tried to mix the water with it.
Tony, flushing your tank, there's several videos out there. Did you show?
Yeah, I
Do a
did.
video?
Yeah, I did a video.
You go to our playlist.
It was a while ago
Yeah, in our old
in our old RV.
old Terry. Yeah, it should.
Dometic awning. No.
That's all the part numbers.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking. We have Dexter axles. We was talking about that earlier. They're Dexter torsion axles.
Got the torsion right.
Yeah, they're 4,000-pound axles. It's a Suburban water heater.
Okay.
So we need to get rid of the Suburban and get an Atwood. We have an SW6DEL. Yeah, it's kind of nice. We have all the serial numbers. This is one of the things they give you at Forest River. If you guys don't know, when you buy a new RV, they give you all the serial numbers, all the manufacturer numbers for every single component. Of outside refrigerator, which we don't have, but the options that were available for others. The induction cooktop, which is not here. We have a Suburban range, the serial number. The furnace is Suburban. The stereo is Quest Audio. The microwave is Magic Chef. The television is Insignia. Anyways, it just goes all the way through and tells you everything that you got. What sizes they are, all that stuff. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, Frank, our hot water tank does not have the rod in it because years ago I paid whoever was installing it to take the rod out.
Oh, at home?
Here, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we don't like that. Stank.
The stanky.
So there's a perfect example.
What's that noise?
I don't know. The rods are either made out of aluminum or magnesium. The magnesium one is the one to buy. Your house has a rod in your hot water tank. Yeah, no, ours does not. And the reason is we have high iron content in our water, like everybody in this area. And whenever anybody that's been around for a while that does installations in this area, they always ask when they put a hot water tank in, hey, do you want the anode rod to stay in or not? Almost everybody here in this area has their anode rods come out. And the reason is because the stink that it produces is a lot of sulfur. There's a lot of sulfur smell that comes from it. And just to give you an idea, this is why I'm not a big fan of anode rods. Our metal tank, our hot water tank that's metal, was installed in 2001. It's 19 years old. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a 19-year-old hot water tank, and we don't have any problems with it. I've never flushed it, but like twice, and I did a really crappy job of flushing it. It's a non-issue. The plug is where the rod is located. Yeah, our other one, and I just forgot. What do we have in this? We have an Atwood? No, we have a Suburban. What did I just say?
Oh, man.
Why do you keep on doing that? Stop that. Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it.
You're horrible.
I'm I should work in the IT department.
Oh, yeah. Idiot in training. Oh, that's what I thought you meant IT. Oh, this is hilarious. So Heidi's in the middle of time. So I'm just bad. I can't even remember what I just said our tank was.
And you really fixed it. It's down there. I don't know how you get it up the top there. Crying out loud, we can't see the comments.
Yeah, Heidi's done push something on here that's...
Messed it all up.
I have no idea what you... That's not it either. Let's try it again. I have no... You need to push buttons until you find out what you pushed. All right, so going back to what I was saying.
There we go. Default view.
Default view. Okay, finish
Did
out
you
your
know that?
typing. Okay, we have a Suburban, so we need to get an Atwood.
How many times did you go look at that?
Yeah. We have a Suburban, we need to get an Atwood. Don't use the rod. Plug it, replace it down the road with a better tank. Yeah, you could probably do that. You know, but the thing is here's what I'm thinking. There's probably a lot of people out there that don't care or don't mind or they don't know that if I take this one out and I clean it up real good and I put a new anode rod in there, I can sell it. And I can get some of my money back that I'm going to end up spending on the Atwood. And, I mean, this one's a good one. You know, it's gas and electric. It's 6 gallons, and it's only basically 1 year old.
So we're not a fan of
Now-
frameless windows. We have frameless windows.
Yeah, we have frameless windows.
We
Yeah.
like them. We have double pane
Yeah,
frameless windows.
yeah, we have that extra thick pane on there. Laugh out loud. I'm fat fingering over here and you're fat down there.
So is anyone on here plan on attending Pirate Land with us?
I told her a joke, Mike. She said she's offended.
Oh no.
So you can punch me in my arm whenever you see me next, Juanita. I guarantee she comes to the door and Greg's just sitting there. Hey, I got a joke for you.
Yeah, we probably caught her on the phone.
Hey, wait till you come home. I can't wait to tell you this joke.
Oh,
Florencia, California.
yeah. Cool. New subscriber.
Awesome. Yeah, we obviously, I mean, it's, you know, what, 7 o'clock out there, so we have a Flagstaff 26 RBWS. That's ours, right, Tony? Is that not the same model, just Flagstaff version? And if you guys don't know, Flagstaff and Rockwoods are identical, except for maybe some trim and stuff like that. But they're made at the same plant. They're different. There's not one that's considered high end or low. They're the same RVs. They're the same. They're absolutely the same. They just look different. So how much sense did that make? They're exactly the same. They just look different. But no, they're, you know, it's like saying Mercury Sable and Ford Taurus. You know, you can get the exact same car. It's just a little bit different fascias and stuff. I'll be in Afghanistan. When are you in Afghanistan? When are you going to Afghanistan? I'm looking to buy my first trailer.
Sweet.
Do a lot of research. Just go, if you want to go through our old videos and look at our playlist and stuff. I did some videos on old versus new. We did a lot of shopping of RVs. I talked about all the reasons I don't like certain RVs. You can look at all the reasons why we like this RV. We did an hour video of everything we liked about this RV. I did another video that was really long about all the things I didn't like about this RV. Yours has a rear bath. Oh, RB. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Oh, we like the Grand Design.
Yeah, we did like Grand Design. We almost went with a Grand Design 2500 RL. That been a while ago.
Frank wants to know if we're doing a meetup in Ohio.
Well, Shrags are. The Shrags are having one at Mohican, right?
Not Shrags aren't having it. It's
Oh, that's right. following the Fitches.
Fitches, yeah.
Yes, they're having.
I don't know if we're not going to have one this year because it seems like everybody else is having one.
Maybe
in
we'll try to sneak into those.
June and beginning of July, and then in that case, I'd have it in May.
Yeah, I was. Let's see here.
Somebody call
I'll watch
911.
the video during Pirate Land meetup. Yeah, we'll have some sort of video going up, I'm sure. I was down really good last summer, and then I started cooking and way this back, but trying.
Yeah, we're going out to eat.
Yeah, we've been eating.
Yeah,
we've been going out a lot
we
to
know
eat.
all about it. If I'm not cooking at home, then we're eating poorly.
Big Truck RV showed a Flagstaff the other day, and it looks a lot like yours. Yeah, they're the Flagstaff. Like I said, they make a Flagstaff. Well, since they don't make the 2604 WS anymore, they used to make a Flagstaff version of this one. Now they have a 2604 SW that they're making, and I'm sure they have a Flagstaff version. It's they got different numbers and names on it, but it's the exact same floor plan. It's the same components, everything. Did someone call 911? No. It's just Mohican Wilderness, 612, 614. Yes, that's it. Yeah, so if you looking to do a camping meetup, Frank, 612 to 614, Mohican Wilderness, maybe we'll be there? I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe we'll have all the time in the world on our hands.
Never know.
You never know. So you guys that watch Nor the Fitches are hosting it. It's campground is. Oh, all the cool kids will be there. Okay, I get it. The Fitches or us are hosting it. The campground is, we are just helping. Oh!
Okay.
All right.
We get it.
Okay, now I get it. Makes sense now. Check out our RV roof install. He put a roof on a 2019 Grand Design. It was not built well.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's kind of shitty. So you guys that watch BTBRV, Big Truck, Big RV, how many of you guys look at like reflections of trucks that he's reviewing and can't want to see what he looks like? I've been trying to see what he looks like so bad. Did you get your FMC? Yes. Yeah, we got it. I haven't put it on the RV yet because it needs washed and waxed, and I need to buy the brackets for the ladder. I think I want to put the egg on the ladder, and then the decal, I'm not sure where to put that yet. Craig says, me. Yeah, I want to see what he looks like. I stopped watching him though. Yeah, I watch him a little bit. He's got he's pretty accurate, so that's why I don't mind watching him. There's a couple things that he mentioned the other day, and I commented on the video and let him know that this was a little bit different and that was a little bit different. But who am I?
Yeah, who are you?
I'm just some Joe. That guy's got 17 times the viewers that I do. So
A male know-it-all.
yeah. Yes, I want to see what he looks like. Wondered if I ever meet him. Yeah, isn't it funny? Yeah, you're down there. You're down in that neck of the woods. Well, not really. I think he's Houston, right? And I know you're Belton. Yeah, we'd like to do. I'd like to get to. There's so many places we'd like to get to.
Yeah. Before we get
Eventually,
too old.
yeah, until we get too old, which will be next week. Yeah, any plans on a trip to Texas out west? Some great. Yeah, definitely the Texas part.
'Cause I've never been there.
Yeah, Greg, I know where you're coming from because I know I preach that same story. I don't watch the RV reviews. He is like Wilson from Tool Time. Yeah, yeah, he just sees from up here up.
Two other channels.
Oh, other channels showed him. Huh? I have to go look at that. See if I can hunt him down.
Obviously, I don't watch enough videos because I have no clue what you're talking about.
Big Truck, Big RV.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He's in Corpus Christi. I used to work down there. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, Greg, he don't. I think you can get away, like in your situation. You've got a awful long trailer with, for a half ton. But the amount of traveling that you do and the type of camping that you do, I think you can get away with it, no problem. The thing is, I watched this video the other day of this. There's two of them, and these guys had half-ton trucks, and their math wasn't adding up. I mean, I looked real quick on Ford's site, and they were way off. And the one guy had a 34-foot camper, the other had a 37-foot camper. Then he's pulling it with a half-ton truck, crew cab, short bed, and I just like, man, I know how soft those suspensions are. I know how soft they're made. I don't even care if that one guy had the max tow package. I don't care. It's not a 3/4 ton, and you can feel it if you have enough seat of the pants, ass to feel that kind of stuff. When you're driving, if you're a good aware driver, those guys have to. They just don't. They can't be feeling it. That's all there is to it. And they're traveling the whole country with their kids. I'm talking the one had like 4 or 5 kids. That's why they had such a big trailer. Anyways. Yeah, so I know I preach that a lot too. Yeah. You're in good shape with yours. And that guy, yeah, if it's over 6,000, he said, nope, don't do it. The nobody's ever, I don't think anybody's ever disputed that like he said, those half-ton trucks definitely have more than enough power for sure. It's just the feel and the way they weight and the squat and all that stuff. But your truck and trailer, I think you're right at the max of what I would do. And again, you're not, you go on. Hell, you went to Wisconsin, but I mean, you're not jumping all over you're not traveling the entire country, towing that thing around.
Trying to put some requests in, maybe.
I will tow nothing bigger than what I have with my current. Yes, I agree, 100%. Can't fix stupid people. Common sense. I pulled my 30-foot Terry with a half-ton Suburban. Didn't like it. Yeah, I would do overkill in the truck. Overkill is safer. Listen, the other thing is really funny. Now, Greg, I'll ask you. You bought your truck brand new, correct? And what year is your truck? I can't remember. Is it like a 15?
It's newer, isn't it?
I can't remember. You have a Suburban hot water heater. You need an Atwood. Yes, you're right, John. Yeah, Greg, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, 2014. Okay. If you don't mind saying, you don't have to. What was the price of your 2014? Well, see that. I mean, that was a few years back. That's a few years back, so that's kind of unfair comparing it. Okay, let me do this. What would it cost you to buy a 2020 F-150 with all the same features and everything of the one that you currently have? Or a 2019. Let's say it's 1 year old. It's stickered at 37. So here's the thing. The one thing that I get from these guys that are arguing why they're towing their 37-foot trailer with their half-ton truck is because that's the truck that they had when they bought it. Paid $33. Cool. They say that's the truck that they had when they bought their camper, and they can't afford to buy another truck. And even if they could afford to buy another truck, the trucks are X amount, and they talked about, like in this case, he said, my truck is only 2 years old, and I just paid $47,000 for it or something just, 2 years ago. And hell, we paid $39,000 for our F-250. We paid $39,000 for it. Out the door, taxes, all that. That close to $40,000 is like $39,900 and some dollars, like $40 or $60. Maybe it was $690. Something like that, but it's real close to $40,000. And these guys that are saying, yeah, who can afford these new trucks? They're crazy price. So I got a half ton and I paid $42,000 for it. It's like, man, did you even price shop, 3/4 ton trucks? Because you can get them cheaper. But yeah, that's, I'll tell you what, man, I really like the unloaded gas mileage. I'm over that no half-ton pulling. If I could find a deal, I'd be in a 250, even though I don't need it that much. Um, I wouldn't. I wouldn't get. I wouldn't say get into an F-250 and until you towed a lot more because the ride's so much more rough and the gas mileage there. I can baby it and take it easy. And there's days that we can get like 17. But for the most part, the way I drive, if Heidi's driving, idling, whatever we're doing, it seems like that we're always around 13, 14-ish, something like that. And if I'm really driving it like a butthole over so much, 6,000 miles or some crazy stuff like that, I'm probably closer to 12. Frank Cancel, are you going to the Mohican meetup? Yeah, Frank. You want to bet? You never rode in my truck with my tire and wheel setup, LOL. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember everything's a little bigger there.
This Pam hauls horses and she'd never use a half ton. Well,
Yep.
it's essentially the same.
Do you have E-rated tires on your truck? Whatever's factory. Those Goodyear Wranglers, I think they might be. I don't remember what they were. Oh, no, I can tell you that for sure. I'll tell you exactly what's on that truck. I try to take pictures of every single sticker and decal and all that crap. So, F-250. Whoops, that's the wrong F-250. How about Super Duty? There we go. And I do have a decal picture. It's coming up. There we go. Door tag. Yes, they're LT 275/70R 18E. Like I said, they're Goodyear Wrangler, whatever. They got Kevlar side. I don't know. I'm not a fan of them. They make my Wranglers. Mine are Wranglers and they are P rated. Yeah, these are E rated and they're noisy. I don't care for them.
They're not as noisy as
Some,
but
yeah, I don't care. They're definitely not Michelin's. But they do good in the snow. I was very surprised how good they do in the snow. And I bet if I went to a Michelin though, I bet you my gas mileage would go up too. Because I mean, it's aggressive tread. I mean, it's not a low rolling resistant tire on any level, so that'd be kind of interesting. I wish you could see this barn door we just built. You put it on your house? You have a barn door on for your house?
it's in the basement.
Oh. You come out and put all new wood on our shed and show us how to put a barn door on it. Our shed needs attention. I'm too lazy to get it done. We are wanting to switch. Mine are mushy when we are hooked to the camper. Yeah, mine's okay. Mine's not mushy, that's for sure. LOL. It seems so odd whenever we're doing these live chats, having you guys type out, and it seems weird not being able to talk to somebody. That's why I said I'd like to see what that hangout would be like, to where they would pop up and they could talk and we could hear what they have to say. But I think they don't have it down quite well enough to where the lag. It's kind of like news reporters. You ever see that? So you're over in Iran and they're talking about the new, whatever, and the protests are still going on. And so you've been there for a week now and how things are going. And what do you think about this whole situation? And you see the guy going, "You're absolutely right, Jane." And he just starts into it.
What do you know about Thousand Trails?
I know that I am going to do Thousand Trails camping pass when we hit the road. To start off with, you can always upgrade from there. Be very cautious. If you buy for a used, make sure that you buy from a broker that is honest and will give you all the information that they possibly can give you, honestly, about what your contract includes and price hikes and stuff like that. And if you buy new, make sure that you get somebody. I wouldn't buy directly from Thousand Trails. Again, I would go through a broker of some kind, somebody that sells those things and actually wants to give you good information, not just make a sale. And that's from just me researching stuff. However, to start off with, I'm definitely wanting to do the camping pass at $600 for the year, and then add on the trails collection for another $200. Just for the first, that's what we want to do when we first hit the road, to see what it's like, to see what the reservation system's like, to see how hard it is to get reservations, to see what it's like when you get to the campgrounds, just to try it out. I mean, I'll do that for $800. You got to figure you only have to stay at a campground maybe 2 months out of the entire year to pay for that $800 investment just to try it out. After that, I don't know. Would we go to the Thousand Trails, the actual buying a membership?
Maybe.
Maybe. I like the idea of the new ones that you can actually resell, or you can will to family members. I like that, with new ones. But yeah, that's how we'll start it off. That's for sure. Do you live stream during the meetup so I can watch it? Maybe. I don't know how that would work
yes,
out.
They'll do a live stream. LOL, the boys.
Oh, what? How about I make you in charge of that? Have you guys ever been at Country Acres Campground in Ravenna?
Isn't
Country Acres in Ravenna. Country Acres in Ravenna. No, I can say no, and I'm trying to figure out where that is. Country Acres in Ravenna.
That's not the one that was right inside the RV show?
Nope, that was Countryside in Mogador.
Oh. So no, we haven't, JD's Small Engine Repair. We have not been to Country
Nomadic
Acres.
Fanatic has been going to a lot of Thousand Trails.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I need to avoid that then, because I don't really care for that joker. I watched Full House channel and the Travel and Thousand Trails. Yeah, there's a lot of people that cover a lot of information on Thousand Trails. Buyer beware. That's what I get from all the messages. You got to pay attention to what is actually included and read all the small print. Just beware.
I follow a Facebook page, The Good and the Bad on Thousand Trails. And all I can say about it is I can't wait till he gets to wait on hold.
Oh my, I don't like that.
That's the biggest complaint.
So high mile per hour, where'd you say he's going to Afghanistan? What are you doing there? Are you being deployed to Afghanistan? Because I think that's what you said. You can't go to the live meet because you're going to be in Afghanistan.
And are you ever in the Gatlinburg area?
No, we've never.
Not yet.
No.
We got a lot of not yets.
Yeah, we got a lot of not yets. Tennessee, the only thing.
I mean, look.
Yeah, right. We were in Tennessee.
It's yeah.
Dale Hollow Dam site.
Right.
We were there. But yeah, that's. So, how many of you guys have let me do it this way. How many of you that are currently on here are shopping for a new RV? Just curious. I'm a private military contractor, former Navy. You know what? I almost got into that whenever the war first broke out. I shouldn't say first broke out. It was in 2005. I was thinking about signing up to do contract work. And that's whenever they were outfitting Humvees with the armor, the body armor. because of course all that roadside bombing that was going on, and they needed it in the doors and stuff like that. And outfitting the RVs or the Humvees with I don't know, maybe alternator upgrades or something. I know that they were having cooling issues initially, but yeah, I always thought about that because it's really good money. Saving for a truck. Oh, cool. Still looking. We're looking at them when, right? Cool, cool. No new RVs in our future. We love our 2015 Redwood Sequoia. Awesome. Actively shopping or wishing, hopeful shopping. LOL. Yeah, that's what we did. I mean, it's funny because at some point, the nice thing is if you continue to shop, two things will happen. I mean, you'll either find something that you say, let's make this happen because it just fits, or you'll get into a situation where you can buy something and you're already informed. That's kind of what our situation came into. We got to a point where we said, you know what, we could get a new RV. Why don't we do that? And immediately we started thinking back about all the RVs we looked at and which ones we might still be interested in. Yeah, it's funny because in our case, we did the truck and then we did the trailer. Not me, we have too many now. Three too many, three of them. Holy cow.
Got choices.
Yeah, just park them in the three corners of the U.S. and just fly to them or drive to them. We're thinking about buying in a few years when we totally retired. Cool. We say dip suck. Diplomatic security. Cool. It's funny though. I mean, like in our case, we bought the new truck, and I'm not going to lie to you guys at all. We test drove an F-250 the year before. Before we bought this truck, we test drove, and I told
17.
it was a 2017 truck.
Yeah.
We test drove it, and I told her, I said, I don't see a ton of difference between this and our truck. However, it's nice. It's very nice, and it is better. But I just don't see it at this time, especially for the RV that we had. Whenever the next year came around,
We didn't look at all.
Was it 2017? Yeah, 2018 we didn't. No, I thought we test drove it 2017, but it was 2019 that we got in 2018, remember? So that would have been the next year.
Mm.
So whenever we went and test drove the F-250 again, at that point, I was really wanting to replace the our old F-250. I started adding it up, started doing the math, and just, it's like that old F-250 was not four-wheel drive, and even though I did so much stuff to it, there was just a couple of deficiencies, and it had a lot of miles. I was concerned. So that's why we got into the new truck. Now, with that said, as far as getting into this RV, again, not going to lead you down the falsehood trail or anything. A huge deciding factor of wanting to get into this new RV was I didn't like the way the hitch looked and all the bullshit I was going to have to do to make that old trailer hook up to that new truck. You seen the drop hitch. You seen how low it was. You heard me saying it was rattling around. I was going to have to do the weight distribution I didn't like any of it. At that point, I just realized it was stupid. And I realized how good that truck could tow whenever I took out that old trailer. And I mean, I could really haul butt, and that trailer was just hauling right behind us. And when we went camping, we thought about a new trailer when we came back from our Florida trip, because that 2 weeks really put it in perspective of it was just a little too tight, just a little tiny bit too tight. As far as the fit and everything, it was a little bit, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So that's why we got into the trailer. But I'm going to tell you, that hitch and hooking it up and me talking about it in the video saying, I think I might have to get another trailer because this hitch, I wasn't kidding. I really at that point thought, I am getting another trailer. I don't want to deal with all this crap.
Get a truck.
Yeah.
You need a trailer.
Yeah.
You get a bigger trailer. You need another truck.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we don't know these things.
Country Acres is on Minyung Road by the Arsenal.
Road.
Huh.
Oh.
No, we've never been there. Have you heard about Catherine's Landing in Hot Springs, Arkansas? I have not. We need to write that down. I know we missed something when I was rattling on. Looking for an F-350. I'll be honest about that too. If I had to buy the truck over again, I would probably buy I would look at F-350s. The F-250 does a great job for this trailer, don't get me wrong. But, you know, it's all about hauling and suspension, and I don't drive the truck for comfort. I drive the truck to haul this RV. So why not have, you know, a beefier truck? Although ours is really, really good. I can't say anything real bad about it. But, you know, price-wise, might find somebody that has an F-350 that's on the lot that they just can't get rid of. We're thinking about buying in a few years. Totally retired. Yeah, I get that. I did RV and now getting a truck. Awesome. Yeah, it happens. Just kind of falls into place. I definitely saw quite a few we liked at the RV show. Yeah, so did we. Again. I look out my bedroom window at RV dealer and RV park. Not buying anytime soon. Oh, see you, Greg. I want to thank you guys for inspiring to buy a new rig. So, Herbie got a new rig. Herbie, man. Oh, no, he had...
I don't know what year.
Yeah, what year was your old motorhome? It wasn't that old. Yeah, payload capacity, you got it. Hello from Australia, nice 26 Celsius. Okay, Google. What is 26 Celsius in Fahrenheit?
26 degrees Celsius.
Ooh, 78.8 degrees. So almost 80 degrees there.
We're going to be in the U.S. in March. Cool.
Well, don't come to Ohio unless it's warm. You catch a cold. Watch that coronavirus, whatever's going on there. Our second trip in our RV was Morristown, Tennessee to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. I was a mess pulling up I-81. Oh, wow. We have the same truck, and I drive it to work every day, get about 9.9 per gallon. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, we drive...
About 12.
Yeah, we get about 12 if we... It's about 12. I mean, I didn't reset the trip meter for how many? It was 1,000 or 1,100 miles.
Something like that.
Yeah, you know how you have two trips? One of them I just leave set on there. It's like 1,100 miles or 1,200 miles. And we averaged 12.1 over all that. It does okay.
Yeah. We didn't buy it for gas mileage, really.
Yeah, not really. I mean, of course you want to get gas mileage, but how do I keep missing these? Love the drive gear. Can't wait to do it soon. Cool.
What is that noise out there?
That was my finger.
Oh, jeez.
I moved my finger on the seat.
Sound like it was outside.
You get 12 if you aren't jumping over railroad tracks. Awesome. No, you know, you don't register any miles per gallon in air. Tires aren't hardly rolling. I'm getting 14 of F-150. Need to change the plugs and the coils. Oh, yeah. Where's Pirate Land? Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Yeah, definitely make your reservations right away. Herbie, Red Jaguar 100, it's on here. He's reserved a pavilion for all non-RVer get-together on a Saturday, I think. Sunday, the 12th. So if you guys just need, you know, if you're just going to show up for one day and want to hang out there, we'll try to, if we get enough people, we'll try to do something on the 12th. We'll probably do something anyways, even if it's just us, you know.
Right.
But yeah. My RV GVW at 8,300, can I still tow with the travel trailer? My RV's GV gross vehicle weight at 80. Okay, so you're saying you're at 8,300 pounds when your travel trailer's fully loaded with everything. Wow, you're killing me. I get 6. Oy. We get 9 to 13 in our RAM, depending on the grade of the highway. Cool. I have an 01 F-150, 3/4 ton expansion, 5.4 Triton. Sure thing, Shrags. Have good dreams. Yes, food. I agree. I'm wanting food now, Herbie. I swear to God, I'm going to get off here and we're going to order some food. High carb food.
We're not ordering any food because you won't shut up. It's 10:30.
It is 10:30. Well, maybe we should start closing this down. I didn't think about that. I know a lot of you guys just joined in. Sorry, Australia. Sorry, I know you guys just hopped on, but we've been doing this for 3 hours now. So again, we're going to have a little meetup. Pirate Land Campground, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, July 10th through the 17th. Hey, Eula. Haven't seen Eula for a while. Eula, we was just at Brick House yesterday.
Yep.
Just yesterday. Perfect time to bust out the Yukon Jack. No, I don't know. I did that last night. I did that a lot last night. A lot last night. Oh, mac and cheese, baked beans, sweet tea. Oh my God.
Yeah. Whew. That's
Lots of people from Texas tonight. But yeah, the get together down there, we're hoping everybody can just show up, just swing by any of those days. Just try to communicate with us so we can make sure that we're there. Definitely want to meet who we can. And I'm sure eventually, if this goes well, we'll have other get-togethers at some point. Yeah, Texas is a big place.
what are we at again?
203, I think. I think it's 203. Splendora, Texas. Yeah, Afghanistan. It's 2:30 in the right in Sydney. I like to get out there.
Yeah.
I feel bad. My dad always wanted to go to Australia.
He never got to go.
No,
He hasn't got to
Yeah,
go.
he hasn't got to go. He knows he's a kind of a history guy, anyways. But he knew a lot of Australian history. I think that his capacity might be a little bit less as far as him remembering stuff, but I know that he always wanted to go to Australia. He always talked about it. I always thought, 8 a.m. Wow. I always thought, if I ever win the lottery that we never play, maybe I'd try to send my dad, my stepmom, go on a trip to Australia.
60.
60 to 63. That's about right. Heidi knows. We feel comfortable right at 63. The old truck was 63 too.
See you, Frank.
See you, Frank. But yeah, that's everybody's got their own feeling about the speed. I know that we've been on roads though that I start creeping up.
It's a
Yeah.
little too comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, and I 60 to 65.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It just feels comfortable there. I don't feel like you're in a rush. Don't feel like that you're necessarily slowing everybody down,
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, like when we were coming back from Florida, once we got into Ohio with our old truck and trailer, I was 75. I right up to 75, 73, 75. And when we went to Tennessee with the old truck and trailer, we started off at 60, 63 for a long time. And then I was up to 75 to 77 for a long ways there too.
Yeah.
That truck was just humming right along at that speed. But now 60, 63, 64 seems to be like the best speed for us. All right. we definitely need to close this down. We've been on here for 3 hours now, and we don't have anything else we could possibly talk about. Again, look for our review coming out here on that little fire pit. It's a real basic little thing, something for you guys to look at if you're thinking about it. It's a little portable deal. There's no Amazon link or anything like that. You got to buy it right from the manufacturer because they don't have a site or selling store. I don't care. I thought it was a good little fire pit. So, Alliance RV Company. Aren't most tire trailers Max 65? Could be.
Says a new RV company was at a RV show.
Oh,
I'll have to check it out.
a lot of stuff out there about trailer tires. What's your thoughts? If you got the money, I still think Goodyear Endurance is the best. That's just my own feeling on that. There's other ones out there. Solera, something like. I heard those are pretty good. I don't know. But yeah, that's where we're coming from. Mark and I are talking about you behind your back. Boy, you can go. LOL. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we got to get off here. Heidi's been wanting to get off here ever since she's logged in here.
Oh, it's just because I can't. I have a hard time staying still. I don't know how anybody could just sit.
Grand Design and
Killing
Heartland
me.
employees. Huh, that's interesting. See you, Scott. Great show. Good night. Thanks, Tony.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thanks, Fitches. Appreciate it. Maybe we'll see you out there. As far as
Mohican.
Mohican. Yeah, I don't know. Could be. Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. We unfortunately, I don't think we plan that far ahead. We just don't normally plan that far ahead.
StarCraft. We had a StarCraft pop up.
Yeah. We went and looked at StarCrafts in a previous video. It was when we went to General RV, and you could go back and look at that video and find out. That was a couple years back. It's under the playlist of RV shopping, and it's the one that we went to the RV, or like I said, General RV, and we liked the StarCraft. Oh, cool. Tell them meet up on the Mohican, you get a discount. Awesome. Have to do that. Thanks, Marty. Appreciate it. It wasn't quite 5 hours, but I gave you 3, so.
You're funny.
Thanks, Doug. Keep Texas in place down there for us. Maybe we'll come down and be able to see it one day. Yeah, everybody's going to go to bed. All right, we're out of here.
As always, hope to see you out there. Bye.
Bye. Now I got to go push the button. Okay, say bye again, Heidi.
Bye.